The only way this thing will be official is if the people choose it. So that means share the show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Monday night, live from the basement, Outlaw Radio. And it's your man, 50 grand, Kevin Barnes, militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach, Negro Whisperer. Da-da. I'm not alone. I got my partners with me. Everything is everything on a Monday night, Mr. Carter. You too near me not to hear me. What's going on with you, my brother? How you doing tonight?
Peace, peace. How y'all doing? I'm peaceful today. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coach and teacher, the hood healer, the get up. I'm y'all holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter. Peace to the family. I'm also the one who brings you nature and herbs and supplements and the house of vitality. Look, 35, 36 West Fond du Lac at the Sherman Phoenix. Come on in and get you a smoothie if you ain't had one. I'm telling you, you're going to love them. Hey, look, if you don't like smoothies, that's cool. I got some tea for you. Man, listen, whatever you like, I got you. Come on down. I'll at the kid.
Support black business, something we always say, and we'll talk about that as we move along, but I also have none other than the ghetto hippie himself. I shouldn't say ghetto in a negative way, like it's a negative kind. I should say the hood hippie. The hood hippie sounds smoother. How you doing, Rel? What's popping with you?
Hey, I'm good, man. Start of a new week, so just using the day to try to figure out what I could do within this week to make it to where I ain't got to punch in next week.
That's what's up, man. Always trying to get better. 414 stand up, man. This is Outlaw Radio. This is the definitive podcast, in my opinion, of course, my humble opinion, that represents the 414 foundational black American type shit. What do we talk about on this show? If this is your first time tuning in, please don't let it be your last. But I would ask that everyone share the show. Share the show on your feed, share it on your page, whatever you got to do to spread the word. There's a number attached to the show. That number is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. Dion in the chat room early. I see you, boy. He said, I'm in this motherfucker. He said, my nigga Rail back. Rail, you was out last week. You wasn't feeling good. You had the sniffles.
Oh, right? Man, this change of weather, man. The change of weather, and then I with my baby back in school, I be having to wake up an hour early. So that circadian rhythm shit is real. Right. And it will, if you knock your circadian rhythm off, your body will let you know.
Man, and we're gonna explain to people what circadian rhythm is one day. I mean, you're gonna learn something if you listen to Outlaw Radio, just in case y'all sitting out there like, what the fuck is a kind of what? A circumvention.
As September 22nd is the fall equinox, meaning that on that day there's gonna be equally as much sunlight as there is darkness. And every day from the 22nd, the days will get successfully shorter until the winter solstice. So as we lose sunlight, people are subject to seasonal affective disorder, or they call it SAD, with seasonally acquired depression. Is because vitamin D isn't a vitamin, it's actually a hormone. So when we lose sunlight, we go through a hormonal imbalance, all of us. And some of us get hit harder than others because we may not have been in the best condition to begin with.
Circadian rhythm. Google it. Like I said, man, this is the opening salvo of Outlaw Radio, the first show, because we're on Mondays and then we come back on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, until whenever we choose to cut the machine off. Paris LaShawn, I see in the chat room. This is Peace Outlaws from the Mile High Income City. Frontline Black News and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. And the Revolutionary Agenda. I was on with them the other night on Blog Talk. I had a blast, man. It's always, when you can just get it in, right? And you just get on there and just spit the real truth. And we try to represent that here on the show from a Milwaukee perspective, I always say 414 versus everybody, whatever. I'm a proud man of color and a proud man of proud product of the north side of Milwaukee, Capitol Drive to be exact. If you like yourself and you love where you from, but you don't necessarily want to go back there, give it up for you. It ain't nothing wrong with it being in you and not on you. Pause, depending on your perspective. But I feel like people lose sight of things that are important because they lose sight of themselves and who they are and where they're from. And you think you have to you don't have to lean on it. It's not a crutch, but you can appreciate it and kind of use it as motivation, right? To say, look, this is where I'm from, this is where I'm going. So yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. This is the show where we can talk about any and everything black, right? I don't care, conservative, Republican, Democratic, Muslim, Christian, fat, vegan. This is National Cheeseburger Day or some shit like that, right? So give it up for cheeseburgers. I'm still a carnivore, although my brother Kamar does not indulge in the lifestyle any longer. Shout out to cheeseburgers, man. I mean, who don't like a good ass cheeseburger? I know this is like people like this is a real fat moment. But man, you think about what you grew up eating. What gave you joy when you was a little kid?
I
Your mama
beyond burgers, bro. Hey, I eat beyond cheeseburgers, though.
Give you a greasy bag with the fries in the bottom of it. You sit down, you and La La Land. Mama, take me to McDonald's. Get your ass a cheeseburger. It felt like something special. You didn't even realize at the time what you was eating, but the shit was damn good. Oh, shout out to Kamar too. Said, let it be national. What you call it? Kamar? Ultimate Burgers. What you call it? Beyond Burger.
Beyond Burger. I eat Beyond Burgers, veggie burgers. You know what I'm saying? I could still get it in. I just don't get it in like y'all.
Right, with cheese and onions, and ketchup and mustard, pickles, all that good shit that make you. What you say, Kamar? You ain't fat, you swollen. Your body just swole.
I could do all that too.
I love it.
Hey,
man, I put one on the grill
too.
and make it flip.
Ketchup.
Yeah, let me see what we got here. Okay, so Paris said, thanks for calling in again, Kevin Bars, much appreciated. Oh no, man, I had a good time. Shout out to y'all, Paris. Dion said he want a cheeseburger right now on a donut bun.
The right? Luther.
The Luther, right? You right? Like, shit. And they said cheeseburgers was 50 cents at McDonald's, and everybody was specials on cheeseburgers around the city. So yeah. Giving it up for cheeseburgers. I am. All right. Sean Mo, what's popping with you, man? How you doing?
Dude.
What's going on, man?
What up, Professor Real, Dr. Carter, and the Negro Whisperer?
Welcome back.
Yeah, right. Your dreams was your ticket out.
You late, Real. You late, but I appreciate it still.
For sure.
But I appreciate it still. It's still free Sean Mo for another 6 months.
For sure.
I ain't against that. I'm not against that at all. Shout out to Deacon Mikey Davis. What it do, my brother? What it do?
I was just with him.
Yes,
he
sir.
Said you gotta send him a link, man. He tired of this shit out of UKB.
Man, do you know how many times I done told Mike he can come on this show, brother? What you talking about?
He said he ain't got a link though.
I've told Mike he can come on whenever he want to. All he got to do
is he ain't got a link, man.
You the wrong person to tell that like they need a link. Don't tell Sean you need a link. Just inbox me because I'm trying to put something on it. He said he gonna whoop your motherfucking ass if you don't get no link Wednesday.
So I was just about to say that too. I had to calm him down. He's gonna fuck you up.
Right. See, that's Sean Mo for you. That's Sean
We're gonna jump you twice.
That's that shit. That's that shit you was doing on the yard in the county jail and shit. Starting
You know it.
Starting shit in the county jail on the yard. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Erica Hunt, what it do? What it do, my sister? What it do? Y'all share this show.
Erica.
Y'all share this show. Y'all share this show. Share this show, man. Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and I'm pretty sure everybody has an opinion. If you have an opinion, we have a chat room that's continuously going. And we have a phone number too. And I'll go you one further. Shout out to Eagle Eye Security LLC, who is my sponsor. And you see he's done some beautiful video stuff for us.
Yeah.
There's ads running with the show and stuff like that. So shout out to Eagle Eyes, man. I really appreciate it, and his business. So his brother is very, very cerebral when it comes to how he handles his business, and I can appreciate that. So if you see the ads popping up and whatnot, share them, share them, share them. We only gonna get better. I told you, we are moving in a positive direction with Outlaw Radio. Believe it or not, right? Hate it or love it, as they say. But if you have a small business, see, this is how Outlaw Radio interacts with the community. If you have a small business, you have an event coming up, you want to promote it. Like Eagle Eyes, I got to get his logo up. We'll get his logo up and he'll start floating some stuff for his businesses. And if you want to do that, holler at me, because it's called promotions. And we can do some business in that regard. But also go to the YouTube page, get on the YouTube page, right? And the last thing is, Outlaw Radio is your voice. So if somebody done fucked you over, right? Somebody has cheated you, an organization, a leader, a politician, a business owner, hit me up. I'll bring you on. You can tell your story and put their ass on blast. So I'm like the black
Hey,
contact
man,
six over here.
it
What's
just
happening,
sounds
man?
funny when you say somebody has fucked you over.
All right. Hello. Has someone fucked you over recently? Dial 262-202-5331.
Hey, motherfucker was supposed to call in. Hey, man, I got fucked over.
Right. That's a good segment, man. That's a good segment, man. Y'all, let's do that. Call in and say somebody fucked me over. And we'll say, well, what happened? All right. For real, man. I mean, if that's how you want to express yourself, man, I feel like Milwaukee just needs a real voice that represents real black people, right? Paris said, let me see. Okay, my chat room's still popping. Deacon Mikey, despite what Sean said while he eating yogurt and shit, I'm gonna get on, bro. He said, because I've been Mikey is the homie. I've told him he can come on many times. Erica said, I'll talk about this jailhouse meal and his cup of noodles. He was eating oodles and noodles, wasn't he? Right. That was alphabet soup. He trying to get taller. Paris LaShawn said, Kev, I got 3 notifications for the show, 1 from YouTube and 2 from Facebook, your personal page, and the whole Outlaw Radio page, FYI. That's what's popping. And shout out once again, man. Shout out to Eagle Eye Security. It's real, man. And the brother, I'm gonna tell you, like, our initial conversation was dope because he was just telling me some stuff that he appreciated about the show. And he's like, man, I like to sponsor you and help promote the show. And so he was able to do some good business. So
you just almost killed me, man.
How'd I almost kill you?
Saying that shit. Somebody fucking you up while I was about to swallow. You said that dumbass shit.
Well, you
almost died. Shit.
That's them stiff ass noodles you eating. That shit don't chew. You can't chew that shit. That's chopped up rubber bands. Right. And I don't know, why do you wait till the show to eat your noodles? You couldn't eat your noodles before? Like, I don't understand. It's called pre-gaming.
I was just with Mikey, bro. We was at the
Mikey ain't got nothing to do with your oozle noodles. He don't got nothing to do with your noodles. There goes his phone. Deacon Mikey Davis, he said Kamar got the right voice for that shit. He sure does. He sounded good when he said it too, didn't he? Have you been fucked over? And that's real. Milwaukee, has somebody fucked you over lately? That's a real interesting question, man. How many times have we done this show and we said, hey, how you doing? We said, how you doing? Milwaukee, how y'all doing? It's a lot of shit going on. How are you doing? Right? Shit's rough out here, man. People struggling and shit. We got some babies missing in the community. Shout out to Miss Beverly. She's putting out everybody on full alert for the 3 babies missing. And these are foster care children, allegedly.
I heard their mamas came and got them.
Okay. Is that what the street's saying?
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. Well, I would hope if their moms came and got them, they would at least show some sign that the babies are okay, right? Because we got enough problems in Milwaukee. One of our biggest issues that we faced this past summer was just the murder, death, kill rate of our youngsters, teenagers, babies, little kids, and it's still going on. We just had the triple shooting up here on Hampton, in which an 18-year-old passed, and so yeah, that shit right there is, it's extra many when we start criticizing the powers that be. These are things that it's about to be election time, y'all. Hey, 414, how y'all feel? Right? It's about to be time to vote. It's about to be time to take people to task for their what we
The
call it?
niggas like so.
Transgressions.
What'd you
Hey,
say,
the niggas
Kamar?
like so. I said niggas like
Transgressions.
so.
It's
Hey
important to
man, we need
me.
to start a campaign.
I feel you, Kim. I just I
It's
feel you though,
important. Look,
man. I feel you. It is. It's that time to vote again. You know what I mean? But you know how to turn out be for our people. You know what I'm saying?
it's fuckery. And I'm telling you, and shame on you if you a nigga who's sitting there saying so. I mean, okay, I tell you what, when you turn on the news or when you driving past some bullshit, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Say so. Every time somebody get murdered, say so.
Hey,
So
kid,
just
don't turn up. Kid, don't turn up on them. I'm just talking shit, man.
I'm
That's
just
just me
saying.
talking. Don't
I'm
turn
just
up on them.
nah. It's a lot of cats out there on that vibe. Like, you gonna say, nah, fuck that. I ain't gonna vote. I ain't gonna do this or that. But then we continuously get on here every week and talk about the failure of damn near every department downtown.
Yep.
Don't shit downtown work, right? Like none of the all of them are dysfunctional. And we paying taxes. So if you're the type of person who wants to just pay and now an elevated tax rate and all this kind of shit and let them fuck you over, then fine. Then you call in when I said somebody fucked you over.
There
You
you
say
go.
yes.
Hey,
The
hey,
city
I've
of
been
Milwaukee has
fucked
fucked
over.
me over. Shit.
I've been fucked over by the Common Council.
Let's talk about it on Outlaw Radio.
I ain't lying.
Right.
They will fuck
Shit.
you over.
Hey man, you gotta reveal it to heal it. You better believe that, Jack.
I've been fucked over.
Erica said Sean had to prepare the noodles jailhouse style without using any heat. Said she said he used the extension
Whoa,
cord and the lead.
whoa,
She had your
Who said
noodles.
that?
Erica
Who
Hunt
said that?
said that. She on your noodles. Erica Hunt.
Oh,
Yo,
Erica, you already know I got both barrels cocked and loaded for you. You better calm the fuck down.
I don't understand the nature of your relationship on here, right? I just don't get it.
right.
We
Eric
good.
said quid pro. Make sure your vote is transactional and stop voting for people just because they
Oh,
look like you. What's good
yeah.
is black face in
The
a high
Android
place
part.
if they aren't going to
And what's
represent
it called?
your best interests. So I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's all I'm talking about. And I'm saying I shout out to the people who actually are the ones who are going to vote or who do care, right? Like, so if you're the type of person that's saying, I don't give a fuck about that, then it is what it is. People make fun of black people who say vote all the time. I see jokes and memes of people say, and you talking about vote. Okay. So, I didn't mean to go into a long rant about it, but
Yes,
the
you
truth is Mayor Johnson is about to start his campaign on Wednesday. And guess where he's starting it from? The Onyx Cafe up here on Hampton, which is the Hmong restaurant in the Hmong community where they are empowered at. So it's on that Obama, I'm everybody's mayor bullshit.
Ain't those your people though?
Are they my people? No, I don't have no problem with them, but they ain't my people. My people are foundational Black Americans. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just asking, man. You know, you was
I mean,
on the ball.
you said that in an aggressive way. I wasn't sure where the energy was at with that.
Well,
Ain't
I
them
mean,
your
you know,
people?
you
Like I'm
but they
giving them
nice and
secrets and shit.
friendly and it's safe
Right.
and you know you're part of the Hmong community and shit.
Oh wow, there you go. That's how you do. This is false inflammatory accusations is what you do. This is why your microphone ends up muted on accident.
Kind of
Dion,
figured that.
he said them motherfuckers don't care, bro. Our districts is so gerrymandered that even if you do vote, it don't mean shit. I disagree when it comes to local politics.
For real, you need to stop that shit, Dion.
When it comes to local politics, it ain't no your vote don't mean shit. If you can elect or out vote somebody out, and we can do that. We can vote
Yes,
this.
we
Look,
can.
everybody has a complaint about common council and this and that, and public officials and all this kind of shit. And then their excuse a lot of times is, well, they all the same. You're gonna find none better. So I just don't do nothing. I'm here to tell you, if you're the type of person who said for a long time you just don't vote, you don't care, then you're part of the problem. I will go that far to say that to you. And you
Tell
can
them
call
again,
in and
KB.
disagree.
Tell them again.
Say that again.
I said, tell them again, KB. Tell them again.
No, if you just sitting around and you just complaining and shit, See, you should be with them people who be like, well, I'm leaving Milwaukee. And you know what we say to those people in the who say I'm leaving, I'm moving to so and so next year. We say,
got it
okay,
right there.
cool. Well, get the fuck out. Like get out the way of people who trying to get something done. Is all I'm saying. Let me go. Now I know it's people in there, people in the chat room don't like when I said that. So let me see what I got in here. And you know, it is what it is. The opinions expressed on Outlaw Radio are solely those of the motherfucker who said it. Oh, to be mad at. What's going on with my feed now? Can y'all hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my chat room is acting a fool on me. Let me give me some time on that. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get y'all chat room. We'll see. I've been having some problems with my signal. But anyways, I don't want to, you know, people say, well, we got to be together. And I just talked about everybody's welcome, right? Like all brothers from every different side. And I stand on that, but I'm just saying, don't be overly critical because, you know, somebody wants to see some change. I don't think that one politician will change Milwaukee. I'm not under that kind of illusion at all. But
3
I
to
think
5 will.
well, yeah, and if we show them that you will not, you don't have to hold your office, right? It's not automatic that you don't have this job for life. So if we start showing them, if you get in there and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then we just get rid of you, right? We'll vote you out, right? And once people see that, I think they'll be more inclined to hold themselves accountable. I don't know what the hell is going on with my chat room. Go ahead, Sean. What's popping?
I'm starting the 2 votes for change campaign. All it takes is 2 votes.
Okay.
One in the primary, one in the general. 2 votes, and we can get change. Let's get 3 to 5 of these aldermen up out of office and show the city that we serious.
Yeah, and people say, Kev, y'all tripping. Nobody cares, right? I get it. People say who and these niggas ain't gonna vote. That's what we saying. That's what our own people are saying. These niggas ain't gonna vote. It don't matter what Kev and them say. And so I get it. I get it, man. I totally get it. But I'm just telling you, don't say nothing then. Don't complain. Right? Don't complain and just say, man, it is what it is. And I don't really, I mean, and that's what some people say to me too. It is what it is, man. I don't care about that. I just go about my day, Kev. I don't even worry about that because I can't control that. People say that to me all the time. And so, you know, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. But get out when it's time to remember when it's time to start voting. Because like I said, this brother's starting his campaign at a Hmong restaurant, right? And so I just think that just goes to show a lot of, once again, it's this Obama thing where it's I'm everybody's president. You know, you don't worry about us, you worry about everybody. That never made sense to me. Let me see. I can read y'all comments. I'm having problems putting them up. Erica said if our votes didn't count, the Republicans wouldn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have their Republican debate here. They watch in Milwaukee because they know that people won't vote. They know our turnout is low. Dion says America's a lost cause. I was watching a documentary about Oliver North and how these motherfuckers lies about selling arms to Iran and how they funded the Contra and tried to cover it up. Hey, can you say cocaine? Right? Can you say cocaine? Oliver North, the CIA, all that, and this is actual factual. This is not what would your man's call it? Tether babble, right? This is this is actual factual. This is something that actually happened. And the United States, for all intents and purposes, has basically admitted their own complicitness in this. And then you say, why should we get reparations? You can take all the other shit off. Just put that. Look at that. Look at what you did with the crack epidemic that you had a very, very heavy hand in implementing. At the same time, you're taking jobs away and outsourcing them and creating poverty where there was none. Come on, man. Tell it like it is, man. It's Outlaw Radio. That's how we do on here. So if you say, I ain't know what this shit is about, I've seen the ad. This is what this shit is about. It's about foundational Black American information. So this is another thing I want to tell y'all. I learned this over the weekend. Okay. Chat room back on deck. Looks like it's functioning better. Y'all know what? white people are racist.
What?
Really?
What you just say?
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
explain
man. You
myself.
gotta be bullshitting.
I'm gonna
You gotta be
explain myself.
bullshitting.
Listen, white people are racist.
This is one of the most informative shows that I've ever had the pleasure of watching and being
Boy,
on.
boy, you better be careful. You better be
I
careful. You better be careful
okay.
about what you talk about there, boy.
So I go I go to Pewaukee. I go to Pewaukee for my son's football game.
Yo, fuck.
And no, I'm supporting I ride through hell with my shorty. I ain't
My
shit. I don't
man.
give a damn where he play at. I'd
My
be
man.
sitting right next to Satan, like, yeah, I bet you can't cover him.
You should have
Yeah,
teleported.
your son can't cover my son, Satan. I'm riding with him. So, anyways, I'm in Pewaukee and I'm looking at the sentiment. I'm looking at the language. I'm looking at the mannerisms, and it's also anti-Negro. Their whole energy. Like we listening to the dudes on the YouTube page, doing it live, and yeah, I mean, of course, Pewaukee's kicking the shit out of them, right? But nobody gets any real credit except for the white dude who's the quarterback, and he's not real proficient. Let's put. I don't talk about nobody babies, but like, I mean, and I'm just even how my son had this big 80-yard play, and they just like it was. Well, he got it to him. Right? It's like, oh, well, it was a great pass by him. Like, I'm like, what? So I said all that to say we should not be surprised that there is a racist agenda in America. Black people kill me being surprised at racism. Have y'all ever seen that? I can't believe this shit. He called me a nigga. You can't believe it? Really? Are you astonished?
Yeah.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
It's essential. It's essential. Listen, y'all got to understand white people are racist, right? And they do racist things.
You know the sky is blue too, right?
I'm starting to wonder because sometimes it's orange.
Oh, I'm done with your shit.
Yes, sir. And at night is blue. And at night is dark blue. Right? So,
Blue.
you know, and sometimes it's black in Mississippi with the stars that look black. So you can say it is blue, and that just sounds simple, but that's even a complicated concept if you really think about it.
I understand where you're going with this. You know what I mean? It's like we shouldn't be surprised at the shit that we seeing all the time. Every time they do something, they on camera, nigger, or the police do it. We shouldn't be surprised at this shit. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be. And I get that, you know what I mean? So like, why make a big deal out of it?
And Kamar, some people say, well, we're not surprised. We're upset. We're angry. And I would say, okay, I can understand a little outrage sometimes. And sometimes you just be like, really? Damn, y'all just never, y'all don't never stop.
That would be, I feel like, well, here's the thing, right? You shouldn't be upset at what you know already.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Why would you hold that grudge?
To carry that around with you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know it already. Why would you still be upset? Why hold that anger?
So before people listening to the show say, what the fuck are they talking about? I'm saying it's a heavy burden for you to carry as a black man if you got all of this built up angst and anger, and I know a lot of us do. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to get to the point where you can mentally purge, right? Because we got a lot of anger and a lot of outrage for the way we've been treated and handled in this country historically and presently. But it doesn't seem to change the way we move. You feel me? Like, we all hate it, right? Like, we talk about mass incarceration, we talk about the prison system, we talk about all this kind of shit, but a lot of us don't behave in a fashion that keeps us from going there. Right. And that lifestyle is so accepted, and so like that's the norm. People want that to be the norm. Like, I'm just this gangster ass motherfucker that sell plenty dope and pimp plenty bitches and pop plenty pills and ride foreign whips and wear all these diamonds and shit. It's just not even a realistic way to even if you're a rich man, that's not even a realistic way to live your life based on all of this fugaziness. I hope y'all following me. right? So I'm saying
Yeah.
we know that the school system is inadequately preparing our youngsters right now, right? So I ask you, if you send your child to an MPS school, how involved are you as a parent? Are you do you know what level your child reads on? Do you know what standardized tests they're providing for your child? You understand what the curriculum is? Let me see what this curriculum about. Now, some of y'all gonna say, I sure do. I'm there every day. But stop lying. A lot of y'all, most of y'all, majority of y'all, us, I'm not gonna say y'all because that sounds like I'm not part of the gang. Us, the majority of us are not doing that. And it shows when we start talking about math and science scores and learning achievement gaps and disparities in our public school system. People say, "Okay, well, that's just that's just the jargon they teach us. Her kids is brilliant. They're young black gods." Yeah, okay. Well, sit down with him or her with a book. Tell them to read something, and then ask them, do they understand what they just read? Don't worry, I'll wait. Hold on, let me catch my chat room. Harris said we are in a race war. Nothing Marugu does surprises me anymore. Erica Hunt says the fact that they act like that is a reason to vote, right? Okay, the fact that the way that they act makes you want to vote. Mama Jenkins in the building.
Mama.
Welcome to the show, Mama Jenkins. She said, "Good evening, my outlaw family. KB, Kamar Rail, and Sean Moore. Let's make it do what it do, KB. You done lived in North Dakota, and those white folks were rough up there. But Wisconsin is a very racially active on all four corners. If you play sports, you will definitely come in contact with them big fat boys. Listen, I during my time especially as an athlete, come on now, don't start acting up on me again. During my time as an athlete, I did run across, because I was in small towns, I did run across a lot of racist white people. And I was never really surprised, because that's how I was kind of raised, that this is who they were and this is how they act. And so it was a couple times when I got physical with a couple of them, but then I realized I was really risking my own shit. And it would have behooved them for me to do something to them, because I would have been back at the crib. And they would have been skipping line. I told that nigger, I called him a nigger. He couldn't fucking take it, Bill. Fucking got himself kicked out of school. Right. And I would have said, it's all good. If you got to go, you got to go. But I've learned that I need to move as a black person. I need to move differently. Anytime I encounter them, anytime I'm in any entity owned by them, controlled by them, I don't go in there expecting I'm supposed to have my civil rights. I go in there expecting this is a white organization and I'm a black man and I got to move how I move. I got to be proactive. You got to watch your back, right? You got to keep your head on the swivel. So Mikey said, yeah, North Dakota was racist as fuck. Kev know about Wahpeton. I spent a year and a half in Wahpeton. Yes, I did. Listen, North Dakota was such a joy for me. I took 23 credits my last semester there. The full load is 12. I took 23 so I could graduate early and got the fuck up out of there. It was like, what the fuck? I passed every last one and had to hit it. But see, white people have this advantage where they can build communities, states, big layouts of property and parcels, and they don't have to deal with us at all. They'll have their own community up north in a town where niggers just don't go. You move up there, they'll be like, you just don't belong here. They'll tell you that shit. We can't do that. We don't, where the black town at where you can just go and it's just black. And is that Detroit? No, not no more. It's gentrified. It used to be Chocolate City, DC. Not no more. It's gentrified. Now, where are we going? People, is this the farmland that he bought in Georgia that we supposed to go back to? I got a caller. I'm sorry, caller. I get to run in my mouth talking shit. What's popping with you?
Man, talk your shit. How it go?
Oh, shit.
But it's me. It's me, your girl Erica Hunt, out the comments. I'm used to them all shits when they hear my voice because I talk about the shit they don't want to talk about. But let's talk about how corporate greed has made its way into charter schools. While a lot of us parents have realized MPS is not offering our children the curriculum that they need, we decided to move our children to some of these charter schools. But the charter schools aren't doing their job anymore, and now our children are at jeopardy not only in MPS, but in the charter schools. And now I'm looking for my kids a new school, and the pickings is slim.
Please don't tell me your children attend Hope.
Yes, they do. And when my
Oh
children
Lord.
started attending Hope a long time ago, my kids was at Hope a long time ago. When my son was there a while back, okay? He done graduated from the middle school and everything. But yes, my girls was doing really good after COVID because MPS dropped the ball on educating our children during COVID. So that's what made me move my children to Hope. And they were doing good up until these last 2 years. So if you got any suggestions on what schools that are good schools that still have open availability for 3 students, let me know. Because corporate greed done made its way everywhere. And folks still hollering, we don't want to vote until they realize their food stamp card finna be cut off. Then they're gonna be hollering, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Shit, you should have been voted.
Ain't gonna eat.
Oh man. Mama Jenkins said, my brother did also. She's speaking on Wapaton, North Dakota, when I was talking about I had to get physical up there a couple times. She said my brother did also. He didn't know, but he found out soon. Oh man, ain't nothing like teaching a lesson. I ain't gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you. You ain't finna play with me like this. And so, they didn't. I went to jail up there. That's all need to be said. Matt L. Booker, she said the excellent school in Milwaukee Public Schools is Ronald Reagan. Yes, Ronald Reagan is an excellent school. It's IB, everything. And I gotta say, or King, you gotta say it. Like it's still one of the best schools in the city. It is what it is. But I did want to say this about Hope. Now, if people are up on Hope, Hope has closed one campus and combined it with the other and gone to virtual, if I make no mistake, for the middle school. They closed the high school last. Now, this is one of these corporate type, even though say Hope Christian School, it's a business school, it's a charter school. It's basically operated, say by a private entity. And so even though they get government money, don't get it twisted. And so they said their behavioral issues were so great that a young man even fell in gym, a youngster, and had a concussion. And there's been situations with teachers being in danger. So they said, fuck it, we going virtual. And all the parents like, well, I got to go to work. And they was like, well, shit, your kid going to be at home if you need him. And so, this is
That
one of
ain't
those.
funny because I had to take mine to work with me.
Oh, no. Hey,
You better put their lives to work.
But I can't drop my kids off at daycare because of the state laws that say when there's school time, your school agers can't be at daycare. So it's cool for me because I work for the union.
Okay.
I have those benefits that the union has fought for me, so where I can bring my children to work with me. But there's other parents who don't have those benefits who are on the verge of losing their job right now.
Yeah.
Or leaving their child with someone who they're not 100% because their options are slim.
I'll tell you what, if you ain't got the money to do it, you better go sign up and get you some of them benefits because they out there for you. My cousin Mariah Johnson, she said, shout out to Cuzzo. She said, my boys attended Honey Creek Elementary and Ronald Reagan, both MPS schools. My kids went to Golda Meir, and my son goes to Milwaukee Lutheran, which is not the pinnacle of schooling, but it's a functioning school that I can say has given him a good high school experience. I couldn't really, I dropped the ball. I couldn't really do MPS. Mama Jenkins said they full and MCP is doing great. MCP, yeah, they need to get their credit because they've always done pretty well. It always surprised me when Marva Collins came and snatched their name off the school. Like, what the fuck, y'all better take my name off this shit. I don't know what you seen wrong, but Marva Collins like, nah. So then they became Milwaukee College Prep. I've been in that school before, picking up kids, advocating for kids that I was working with. And it is good. It's a well-run school, and the teachers there seem to be real passionate, and they Black, right? My sister Booker said Malcolm X said only a fool would let his enemy educate his children. This is true. This is true. I mean, what do you expect? That's why I say, guess what? White people are racist. America's racist. Like people say, I don't understand why. I sent him to school and he don't learn nothing. You really don't understand why? Like, unless you put a personal hand in their education and say, hey, I want to make sure, I mean, not that we're the perfect parents, but early on, it was always, you can read, yes, here, read this to me. And they get the book and they read and say, Oh, I think he memorized it. So I'm gonna flip a couple pages ahead. Read this. When they read it, I said, do you know what that means? No. And you explain it to them what it means. You explain the words. That's called reading comprehension. How many of us are doing that? Right? So we say we want all of these Arab hotspots closed down. This is what everybody's saying, right? Well, this shit's a problem. Fucking Arab gas stations and shit, Asian hair stores, they're doing us wrong and disrespecting us. But we will not stop fucking shopping with them. Where you going? To the gas station. Grab a couple blunt wraps. Where you going? To the liquor store. Where you going? JJ's. You know, and it's funny how they get these Arab and Latino, I guess now kind of, or is this all Pakistani and Indian? All the restaurants just put new names. Mad chicken, angry chicken, hot dog, being number one. It's still the same old shit. It's just J&J's, right? It's the same shit. But we say, well, we don't want them in our community, but we won't stop patronizing them. And so, do you really want to get rid of them? Right? I mean, are you surprised? Are you surprised that our economy is the way it is in the black community? When you look around and there's literally, and this is something you don't normally see. You talk about food deserts, which is one thing, but there's commercial deserts. There is absolutely positively no excuse for the state of Midtown. The individuals who represent that district politically need their asses kicked. And I said that shit on Outlaw Radio.
That's that
They
motherfucking
need their
chamber.
ass kicked because that is a crying shame. And we know we grew up going to Capitol Court. Capitol Court had its issues, but to do what they did and then run off on it and abandon it, you made it worse. Now you just gotta, and you know what's gonna happen as they gentrify, then they will redevelop. Oh, we got this great space where you know what? I fucking hate Bayshore. I don't got time to be getting out of my car, walking around outside and shit. Put that shit in a mall and let me go to the store and bring my ass out. Man, you can't fucking park and shit. You get out and walk. I don't want to walk. The fuck you talking? I hate Bayshore. I just had to put that out there. Fuck Glendale. No. Shout out to Glendale. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I love Glendale, okay? You better leave that shit alone. You know, some of us is doing better than others, right? That we live in Glendale. Let me see. Let's go. Let me check my chat room. And y'all free to jump in this chat room. Y'all free to jump on this conversation. Once again, I think we accidentally kind of found our theme for the night. And that is, have you been fucked over?
You need to ask yourself.
Hell yeah, let's talk about the black
And if
business.
you
Talk about
have,
a used
call it
refrigerator.
Outlaw.
And they keep hollering,
Hold on,
well, it was
Erica.
used. What you expect?
Hold on, Erica. What'd you say, Kamar?
No, I was just saying. And if you have, you need to call in the Outlaw Radio so we can get to the bottom of this shit.
You need to call in, man.
I didn't know Erica was still here.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
get
still
to the
Erica.
bottom of
Erica
this
hang up
shit.
when she want to. She just be, and that's Outlaw Radio though, because I be forgetting people on the phone. People be like, I was on the whole show because I forgot you was on the phone and didn't say caller. All right, we'll holler at you. That's the type of shit I do. I'm a little absent-minded from my old age.
We're not talking about Erica. We love when you call in.
she can't. I don't think she can hear y'all. That's why Erica normally hangs up because she can't hear the show while she's on the phone.
Yeah, I can't hear the show. I can only hear Kevin sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to get a phone or something, a laptop or something. I don't know, Erica. You got to reinvest in electronics because you're the only one who has this problem. But no, Paris said if you don't understand our racist white supremacy is what he calls it, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will confuse you. Nelly Fuller Jr. said, I guess that was a quote from Nelly Fuller Jr. I can't talk word for shit. Hashtag on code, hashtag codified. Shout out to my sister Booker. She said, facts, brother Kevin, say that again. Mama Jenkins said, send their asses to Piney Woods. Their asses learn about everything, and most of them do good in life. I almost sent my son there, but being a single mother, I didn't want to be alone, and I sent his ass to Dominican with them damn mean-ass nuns. They still have nuns at Dominican? I don't know. I've never been in Dominican. She said, first we have to unite to get them out of our communities. But I think it would be easier for us to stop patronizing, because waiting on black people to unite is like waiting on the bus that might not show up. Like
I think it's easier for us to stop patronizing shit before we could start talking about uniting under the, because see, if we just talk about stop spending money somewhere, that's easy. We can all agree on that better. You know what I mean? Easier than us agreeing on a plan and shit.
right.
That unites us. That's what unites us. We can unite.
Exactly.
It should. Okay.
It has.
I ain't against it.
Maybe we should just take the word unite out the picture.
Yeah, I don't like that. Every time we say that, every time a black person says we need to come together, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
And maybe we could just focus on objectives. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's work on this.
Goals.
Let's get at
goals.
This.
Yeah. My cousin says I go on the 8th for my gas, no matter where I live. She goes on 8th to used to be Miss Stowers. Now it's another sister. I haven't been over there since it switched hands. The only black. Is that the only black gas station owned by in Milwaukee that's still
and
that?
He's trying to sell it.
Oh, okay. She like, fuck this Atkinson shit is rough. God damn. Yeah, man. Act go hard. Shout out to Act, man. Yikes. Act go hard from end to end. Mama Jinx, Joe Davis, is he the alderman over there?
Joe Davis.
Okay. Is he the alderman? I don't know.
He was.
Okay. Paris said education is one of the 9-10 areas of human activity which racist white supremacy controls. The other areas are economics, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, war, and some say health and nutrition. Well, damn, that's everything.
Right.
That's exactly right. That's everything.
Yikes.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Excellent.
How do we expect for folks to cut the Arabs off when they're the closest location that provides them some type of source of nutrients?
But
that
see,
they can
that's a cop. That's a cop out.
That's a cop out, Erica.
That's a cop out because this. Okay, and
that's
I know
a cop out with the folks who got nice cars.
No. Hear me out. Because
get her, KB.
This goes back to, we talk about the bus boycotts, which really kicked the civil rights movement off in Alabama, right? Is that where Alabama? And so what happened is people at that time, they really couldn't even afford cars, which is why most of them rode the bus. But what happened is they came up with a plan and said, well, we'll carpool.
Yep.
Or I'll make sure these kids get to where they need to get to. And see, that's a perfect way to start your own black Uber. That's a whole nother level of you put a revolution on something that's already there.
Start up with Johnny. Start Johnny.
Yeah, and then the black Uber had.
Say that again.
Look, and then the black Uber.
No, I was saying you can start Johnny Cab back up.
Yep.
That's all Uber is, just Johnny Cab.
That's all.
Erica, you was finna get in the black Uber ass. What was you finna say?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into the black Uber because first off, black Uber gonna have you late 6, 7, 8, 9 times.
See,
that's the problem right there. That bullshit right there.
We gotta stop doing that.
That's the bullshit right there. You talking all this?
No, it's not, because listen,
true.
It doesn't have to be, because if you as a customer call this particular person and they don't show up on time, then what you do is you don't spend money with him either. Again, next time you say, I call the dispatch. Is Leroy driving this time? Yeah, I don't want him. Send somebody else. He's always late. I need to get there on time. That creates accountability for them. And then they will say, Leroy, you got to stop fucking being late or you're getting fired. And his ass will be back where he was.
Let me say something, KB, please.
Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, so, Erica, and I'm sorry, but I got to point you out because you keep doing this shit. You talk about the unions being this, they so great about this, they so great about the unions fuck over black people too. I don't hear you one time talking about quit fucking with that union though, if they fuck you over.
Nah.
Yeah.
When I talk to my members, I let them know.
I'm not talking about your members, like talking about publicly on Outlaw Radio. There's a difference.
Publicly on Outlaw Radio, I'm gonna say you have to be careful, and I've said this before on Outlaw Radio, because just like they franchise school systems, they franchise the unions as well. You got to be careful which union.
No. Put your neck on the union.
That's sitting at that table.
Put your neck on the union. Put your foot on the union neck like you put your foot on our neck if
Hey,
we fuck up.
Sean, how is it that you always end up in an argument with somebody and y'all both yelling over each other?
It's
Like
my turn.
you are a supreme shit starter. I am the
It's
world
my turn.
class smart ass, but
Turn.
you are the supreme shit starter.
Okay, give me that.
Okay.
I'm gonna change that. But
Okay.
I mean, bro, you put your foot on our necks every chance, and shit. These union motherfuckers, they not perfect. They be fucking up too. They
Well,
done fucked over black people.
but Sean, to be fair, I don't think she's alone because I think half the black people listening when I proposed that idea said, shit, I ain't fucking with no black Uber. Motherfucker
I
never had
understand
me
that, but
late.
they didn't
He
say it.
pulling up with his babies in the car and shit, a car seat in the back. You know, we just because we mentally we're conditioned to expect the least from us. Like we say that, fuck that. You know, black business don't work right. Motherfucker got chicken, ain't got no bucket. Motherfucker got gravy, ain't got no biscuits. You just assume when it's a black business. And if you go in small businesses that are owned by any culture, there's usually some kind of flaw in their customer service.
Yeah.
You know, so but we would if it's black people, you say, man, I went and ordered my food from this black restaurant. I got home, my order was all fucked up. That's why I don't shop with black people. But you do that shit all the time with McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, all that shit. And you don't say I ain't going back to Pizza Hut. You say, man, goddamn.
They gave me sausage instead of
Is
pepperoni.
it my turn?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't do that with every black business. But at the same time, if I find a stylist that half-ass washes my hair and she's black, but then I find a stylist who's completely always booked, but she'll wash my hair real good, I'd rather spend my time and money and wait on the woman that's gonna make sure my scalp is clean compared to the black stylist who's always available. And both of
And
them are
that's how
black. Don't get me wrong, because I'm black everything. I like to spend my money with the black folks. But the problem is that if I tell her, ma'am, do you think you can wash it again? Oh, no, you don't need to do all of that. You're going to dry out your hair. Well, baby, you ain't even got the dandruff and the dirt off my scalp, and the middle of my scalp is still dry. So how would you tell me that? And then they get offended when you correct them or try to give them things to make their business better. For instance, I was shopping with a food vendor. I said, ma'am, this ain't hot enough. Oh, well, it took you too long to start eating.
And then, maybe you should start it sooner.
This is the case across the city.
Now, how long did you wait to eat, though? Did you really let the shit sit there and be like, this ain't hot? Like, okay, let's talk. Let's talk turkey about it.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
oh, man, that is hilarious. But
if it was piping hot, even if I did wait that time, 5-10 minutes, my food should still at least be lukewarm.
And you saying it was cold?
It was cold.
So why wouldn't you just say, hey, can you heat this up for me a little bit? This ain't quite hot enough.
Okay. So you got the food.
Listen, I said that, and she told me I was doing too much.
Okay, so you got the food. You got the food at 11:59. And then you ate the food at 12.
I got the plate. I went back for a fork. You know you done fucked up.
But y'all laughing because you know this shit real. And
this is Menace to Society. Hey. We're doing a scene from Menace to Society.
Right.
You're trying to figure this shit out.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes,
you know you was fucked up, right?
Right, it was Bill Nunn. It's an iconic scene. It was so you got the beer. Yeah, I got the beer. No, Erica, Erica, come on now. You know we rock with you on customer service, but I'm saying, like, how many times have you gotten food from a white place or somewhere and it wasn't hot? I've gotten burgers from restaurants and this shit the cheese ain't even melted since it's National Cheeseburger Day. Like, what's the deal with this shit? So no, I hear you. But I'm just saying that we can't always assume that when you say, man, shit, not black Uber. That's the first thing you said, shit. I ain't fucking with no black Uber.
And we ain't even got it yet. And you ain't fucking with it.
You said we ain't even got it yet and you ain't fucking, right? Don't even ask her, right? Like, don't even ask her. No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting among you, but
she said you gotta give Leroy a chance. If Leroy ass late like that, Leroy ass got to go. You are laid off, Leroy. Like I'm for real. Like you can't. That's one thing we can't cause it's something. If usually if it's Leroy and he stays there, it's somebody cousin or some shit. That's that cronyism. Like man, I can't fire that's my sister, baby, my baby mama, brother and shit. Man, his ass will be broke because I'm laying him off. I got a business to run. Mama
Call
Jenkins
around.
said MCP parents are lined up to pick their children up, so they got a lot of black business vans picking up children daily. So there's the black drivers right there. Look,
Bam.
there's a lot of black people who own transportation companies in the city who transport, elderly people to doctor's appointments and whatnot. So the network possibility is there.
Black
We
Uber.
just won't execute. So because people say I ain't got time to be catching no van all the way up to, and then where you gonna go anyways? Where you gonna go? Because 9 times out of 10 you gonna go to Gauss. That's Arab owned on North Avenue and Capitol. You gonna go to Food Town? Okay, go to Metro Market. Now you like shit. I got fucking Quest car. I can't afford it. Metro Market expensive as a son bitch. Let me tell you. You go in there talking about you making tacos. You coming out, you gonna spend $60. Like what the fuck kind of tacos am I making?
Gonna
Well,
be good taco.
I mean, I feel like it's up to them on where they would want to go. It's just about creating ways to help get them to where they need to go to get their groceries and stuff.
That's it.
This is also
If they
true.
want to go to the Metro Market, so be it. If they want to go
This
to
is
Whole
also
Foods,
true.
so be it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, really, the idea is for us to get better food. You know what I'm saying? So if
Yes.
going somewhere like that is to better food, and that might be just what we need to do.
That's what's popping. We got the college
Oh,
student
shit.
in the house. We got the
Oh, shit.
the
What's
college
up,
student
Courtney?
in the college graduate,
That's right.
right? Well, I'm sorry, not college grad, not yet, but that's coming though.
That's coming.
Juice lady, what it do?
Hey y'all, so why we ain't going to Whole Foods and stuff no more? We ain't fucking with Metro
Because
Mart now.
Erica's talking about black Uber and she ain't fucking with Leroy and there's always
No, Sean, I was the one not fucking with Leroy. I was the one.
Oh,
not
you wasn't fucking with
Leroy.
Leroy. She ain't fucking with John, Ray, Boo Boo, none of them motherfuckers because
Courtney, like, what
it's
the
black
fuck
people.
are y'all talking
That's
about?
not what I
I'm like,
said.
wait a minute.
That's not what I said. I said I can't afford to have the black Ubers dropping me off 6 times late to work throughout the week, because then I ain't gonna have no point to need a black Uber if I'm late 6 times in 1 week, because
This
Leroy
is so
late because he ain't got
racist.
his route together.
But why you
She
automatically assume
racist.
that the black Uber driver Leroy will
Right.
Wait a
always
minute,
be
I'm a
late?
black Uber driver, so you think
Uh-oh.
I'm having people late?
There we go.
No. Give her the full details. We
Okay.
talking
We
about
not
black. When
using
we
no
say
more.
black Uber, we're talking about a company, not just a driver.
So here's the
okay.
gist of it. We were talking about the need to stop supporting people in our community who mean us no good, right? Like, so we're talking about Arab grocers, liquor stores, and we said, well, we shouldn't have to go there. People say, well, that's the nearest place. Well, no, then we just start giving each other rides, work within the community to give people rides, so it'd be like our own black Uber.
True.
When I said that, Erica said, I ain't going because black Uber had you late to work 6 times a week. And we
Man,
said,
we talking about going to the grocery store. We talking about
Right. You know
well,
what?
some people might have to. Well, that's true too, Kamar.
Erica ain't wrong though, because my mama be at she go get her dialysis now. She's doing her dialysis, and the person that pick her up, the transit van, he late every time, and she be like, "This nigga, he ain't even doing nothing," and he don't be. So it's like Erica might have a point, niggas.
Is his name Leroy?
Well, I think it's like Willie.
It's all the same. Leroy and Willie, they the same.
Listen, you shouldn't have a driver named Willie. I'm just gonna tell you right now. You say, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm Willie. Willie, I want somebody different tomorrow.
Yeah.
Willie should be retired. Willie
no Willies, no Leroys.
Nobody's
Willie
naming
owns
their
the
child
motherfucker.
Willie or Leroy nowadays, right? Like
Nobody.
Fuquan or some shit. His name won't be Willie or nothing like that. My sister said that's the post-traumatic slavery syndrome. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Mariah Johnson said Mariah said we're brutally harsh on our own. Erica, I'm gonna give you a chance to rebuttal. Hold on. Pear says we don't complain about white-owned business customer service, but we so quick to do that to black businesses.
Lord.
Deacon Mikey said Kev asked Sean to speak on Cup. He said speak on Cup, Kamar. I'm sorry, Sean.
Cup, Community United for Peace and Progress Coalition. It's a coalition that I helped start with my sister and my nephew's other auntie and some other parents who have lost their children in the city. to really be a voice for those that don't have a voice, to really challenge the systemic racism that's going on within the district attorney's office and the police department. How they fail to investigate black homicides, black overdose deaths. You know, they can give a shooter 4 years, right? Let him back out for a body in 7 years, but they'll lock you up for trying to feed your family for 20 years. And so Cup wants to be that voice to speak on that, as well as trying to build a political action committee, a local political action committee that that deals strictly with local politics. Yeah, and that's the gist of it. And so membership is open, and there's no membership fee. Yeah. So
Y'all know I like to join me a coalition and shit. Y'all know I like it.
come on,
I'm joining.
put it. And I need people to run these committees.
Now I know Erica said I feel a lot of heat coming from that end of the couch, so I want to give her a chance to try to.
It's all love.
Right. So I want her to say they wouldn't let me talk my shit. Fuck Outlaw already. I mean, it's all good. People say that anyways, but so Erica, what you got? Because I know you feel like people trying to come at you. What's popping?
No, I don't feel like nobody trying to come at me right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying the shit that people won't say. Okay.
Okay.
But I also want to point out the fact that a lot of these black businesses, if we're going to talk about Black Uber will mess around and drive a line right outside of Milwaukee and be like, I'm only servicing people in West Allis, I'm only servicing people over here, and I'm only servicing people over here.
That's because you are
assumptions, Erica. Why are you making these assumptions about black business?
They do it.
Listen,
you don't think they do this?
That's because of people like Erica. Because you keep on pointing fingers.
No, it's not because of people like Erica. It's because of people who will get in their vehicles and leave their bed bugs behind, or it's the people who will get in their vehicles and leave their
now we got bed
bugs
bugs.
behind. It's the people that get in there and act crazy and cuss folks out because they didn't take the route. So like that goes both ways. It's not.
So
just
that's only Black Uber.
No, most black folks act fine in Ubers. Cause I've been doing this since 2020, and I ain't really had no issues except for a couple drunk folks, and that's been black and white. Everybody is usually cool in the vehicles, but I will tell you this as a driver, I'd rather drive in the hood with black folks than with white folks. Like, actually, the white folks is my cutoff point. If I got to drop you off from Greenfield, I'm going to turn that shit off and come back to Fond du Lac. Like, I'm not finna stay in the outskirts. I'm only serving the inner city. Like, I don't think black folks really issue like that, because those are the only people I really want to drive around. I don't like when white folks be in my car. So,
and I'm going to tell you, y'all missed the first part of the show. We divulged something very big tonight that I don't think a lot of people know.
Yeah.
White people are racist.
Tell them,
yeah, man.
Tell them, KB.
Yeah,
Tell them,
I don't
KB.
know if black people know that shit. Like, so a drunk white person that could fucking drive me home, bitch. They be like, oh, little Timmy, I'm gonna drop your ass off on Atkinson.
They don't have bed bugs though.
Right? Oh, shit. Well,
Kev, I only feel that way because a lot
you
of
don't like black people.
I've heard this now. No, I love black people. I wouldn't be out organizing and being as hard as I do for black folks. But I do shop with black folks. That's why my refrigerator don't work, because I shop with a black man and then I tried to hire a black man to fix my motherfucking refrigerator, and he tried to scam me out some more money so he can come get the refrigerator and go make some more money off of it. Let's not act like
you should have went to Maytag and spent your black dollars with the white Maytag. Then you would have these problems. So I'm tired of your washing machine.
The washing machine man fucked me over like 2-3 years ago.
Hey, but I do want to say this. Nowadays, it's not like, okay, so let me just, because this gives it a kind of pause to the conversation. And this is not black nor white. They don't make appliances like they used to. Like my mother and them back in their days, wash machine rust out. It don't go out. The bottom, you're like, damn, we gotta get a new washing machine. Refrigerator stay cold until forever. It just start leaking water. Damn, the refrigerator pissing. Now we done bought here 2 new washing machines in 3 years with all of the digital buttons and the lights and whistles, and this shit, what you mean? We only had it a year. This shit's gone, and that came from white people. I need for you to stop wagging your finger at me, though. It's confusing the shit out.
This is my horse chat.
Colder, you dig? Just know that it ain't. Fuck them.
This my horse chat. shit.
I
You
don't know
like,
if you're saying
ooh.
hi or what. I don't
No, I'm
do
trying to
this.
catch your attention so I can speak. I don't want to just butt in and be rude because you
Oh,
might
you got
just
to bust up
accidentally.
in the motherfucker up in
Oh,
here.
that's like you raising
The
your hand.
room.
Hey, like in
Yeah,
church. Excuse
yeah,
me.
like
This
ooh,
shit,
ooh,
honestly,
ooh, like
Sean,
that.
this shit
Like
makes me
ooh,
ignore
like
you
that.
more.
Hey,
When
I
you
got
doing
Oh,
you.
this,
okay.
this make me ignore you more because I'm like, I'm just gonna let him sit there and keep doing that.
Damn. Okay. Well,
That
I'll
look
just
like
put that up next.
no, man. No,
I'll
no.
just do that next time. But no. So I really want to speak on this because I think that we hit on something happening in our community, right? Um, white people ain't our problem. We are.
Yeah.
There we go.
Real shit. You know what I mean? It's not.
Well, hold on,
Yeah,
Sean.
okay. Hold
They
on.
are part
Let me
of our
finish.
problem. They're
Yeah,
part of
hold on.
our
Let me
problem.
finish though. If we can get beyond us, then maybe we can start dealing with what we have to deal with when we deal with them. But 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 there's always barriers that we put up. And then we say, oh, the white people this, the white people that. Well, what about us, man? Before we even get to the white people, and Erica, I'm sorry, I just be fucking with you, baby, but sometimes I mean shit, the shit you say makes argument for the point, right? Black Uber, well, black people gonna do this, black people ain't gonna do this, black people ain't gonna do that, black people ain't gonna do this, and then we say, well, white people racist. Well, damn, what are we towards us?
Racist.
Wait a
You know what
minute.
I mean?
Wait
We
a minute.
just as
How you gonna
racist
jump on
towards us
my
as them.
ass
No,
when y'all
I
just
just
been
said,
sitting here saying black folks ain't gonna
I
never
just
vote?
said, I just
Ain't that the
said,
same thing?
Well, hold
I
on.
wasn't trying to,
Well,
attack.
to keep everything in context,
Yeah,
the statement was made from my perspective that we won't vote. I didn't say we never will. I said
right.
we don't. I'm sorry. We don't vote. So I was speaking of like right now, we just don't. Our voter turnout is low. And if I said we won't ever vote, then I'm sorry, because what I really meant is that we at this point don't vote, and I don't have a lot of faith that it's gonna pick up no time soon. Anything is possible though, Eric. Because I didn't mean for it. Maybe that's the misunderstanding. Because
I
and
need you
it,
to stop thinking like that too, though, KB.
huh?
You need to stop putting it out there because when people hear that, they listen to you, bro, right?
Well,
You influence people.
hold on
And when
though.
you say
Hold
stuff
on.
like that,
I'm not gonna motivate you by lying to you.
it
I'm
ain't
gonna
about
tell you the
lying,
truth.
but you saying
The
that
truth
you gonna
is,
sit.
it's 8 to 10%.
How you
That is
doing,
shitty.
bro? Right? Yes,
I
sir.
can't. There's no way I can sugarcoat that. But
Right.
and that's why I say we. I don't say you people
Okay.
don't vote. I
Okay.
say we don't vote. We're
We
not
don't
voting.
vote, but we can vote,
Let me
right?
let me let me ask this question. Let me
Yeah.
ask this question. You can't sugarcoat the fact that most people won't vote, but I should
Okay.
sugarcoat the fact that black folks is giving out poor business and collecting folks' hard-earned money and keeping it.
No, you said that, and I said I don't think it's just black people. I think a lot of places customer service is just shitty
It's
above.
shit.
I don't think you can just say it's black businesses. That was my point, Erica. I mean, of course you got the right to say what you want. I don't. Nobody's. Man, we gonna find
And
Erica and jumper. I'm just
maybe
saying. I'm
Hey,
saying.
listen, I've heard that. Okay.
because
Well, you won't hear that shit over here. I'm
maybe
saying.
maybe
I'm
because
saying
they're
I
so
know, and you got a good argument that there's no. You can say well, it's all semantics.
no,
It all mean the
no.
same shit. She could.
No, I don't think it's a good argument because we have to look at the number of black businesses that we have compared to the number of these other businesses, right? We don't have a high number of black businesses in our community. We have other businesses in our community. So when we meet that business that ain't right, we blast their ass. But we can go to 17 fucking Arab stores or 30 white joints and we don't mention a bad service.
And y'all be careful about, I'm gonna go to the white one because it's better. You get your sandwich spit on fucking around like that. I
Right.
get a little paranoid because I like to go to cops, right? Because I grew up going to cops, and I'm always looking in there saying, okay, let me see how and they have pretty much a diverse group of people working there. There's a lot of young black kids who work there, so I say, I think I can trust my sandwich not getting spit on. But if it was still all white people, I'd be like, I'm not eating here. These motherfuckers probably put a loogie in my ketchup or something. I don't
They
know.
diverse. I thought I seen an Avatar one day.
You talking about in Cops?
Yeah,
He said he's seen an avatar.
But that's
Well, it
yeah.
was aliens. It was one of them aliens from Mexico.
The fucking scientist.
My sister, my sister Booker, she said, like coffee makes you black. They should change their name to coffee make you wait. Listen,
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me tell you something about black. Coffee makes you black, which is a great place for black people, and a lot of black people meet up there, right? And there's a lot of networking and shout out to the brother Anthony Courtney, one of our esteemed elders, and last time I was in there, gave me jewels in terms of where we
yeah.
are as black men and stuff like that. But I have been there a couple times when I start ordering stuff and it's we don't have none. We don't have we don't have none. Now, I could say that's a black business, but I've been to Popeyes in several times and they said we don't have none. We don't have none. We don't have none. And I don't think black people own Popeyes. I might
They ain't never
say
got
it's
no
like
damn biscuits.
franchise. Huh?
They ain't never got no damn biscuits or honey.
Nothing. They don't have. I mean, you can't. We ain't taking cash. We only taking card. We ain't got no fries, no coleslaw, no mashed potatoes. We ain't got no
No,
spicy chicken. You can get strips, but it's gonna be a 20-minute wait. You know what?
right.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
And what? And my question is what color is the store manager? Because the store
What
manager
color is the
is
store owner?
and ordering the food.
No,
And
what
ordering
color is the
the
store owner?
owners don't give a fuck. The
So how you
orders
hold
don't
on?
care as
No,
long as the
KB, we
sales
not.
are up.
Oh, KB, let's not jump over that. See, this is what I'm talking
That
about.
shit
You
was
went
funny.
right
You
back to
can't
the
tell
same
me what
shit.
to laugh at. Ugh, what you talking
No,
about?
I didn't
Ugh.
say not laugh. I said let's not skate over that
Mama, I
because
said it's that time,
we
baby.
went right back to the same shit. Right? That's a white owner. Those are white owners, and you talk about the black people in the store. Well, shit, who hired them? The white owner, because he figured, well, okay, if I get some motherfuckers who don't care, I can pay them less money, and these motherfuckers still gonna come here and
They
buy
got
this shit when
raises.
they want it.
They got raises. They make money now. Cuz said Century is now Arab owned as well. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me, cuz. Paris LaShawn said, "Hey, Courtney Francois." She said, "Not old Willie, old Willie the driver. Willie here. Tell your mama, come on, boy. Hey, can I use y'all red room? You know, old people try to use bigger. I use y'all red room for a minute. You want to use my restroom?
Can I answer this next question?
Hold on. Let me get my chat room. Shout out to Vince Tony. He said, "Why do people of our culture continue to sell out their stores to foreigners?
Because they
it's
want to
going out
make
of
sure that
business."
their families eat.
Sister Booker said Transit Van is owned by a Sun Dodger. That's what she called it. Mikey's laughing, Sun Dodger. She calls them Sun Dodgers. Who used to call them, Kamar? Who used to be on the show? Who used to call them gray all the time, like them gray people. Are we being racist right now? I don't know.
A little bit.
Sun Dodgers got bed bugs. Bed bugs don't discriminate.
No, only Black Uber has bed bugs.
What if they
Oh,
have
no.
they get their hair shaved off? You know, we don't get it, but they get it. What is that they get?
Lice.
There we go. Lice.
Hey, when we was little, they used to have to go through our hair with the sticks and shit. You right, Courtney. All the white dudes come to school with a brewer hat and a bald head the next day and shit. You be like, what happened to you? But that's because they was bringing poor white kids over to just like they was shipping poor black kids over there. They was bringing poor white and Puerto Rican kids to our neighborhood because, you went to fill up, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a Latino nor a white person in sight, but we always had some little, they wasn't economically some of them was poorer than us, and especially Puerto Ricans. That's how I got to know, because usually the Puerto Rican girl was the girl everybody in the class like, damn, Marisa's so fine and shit. Stop chasing me. Stop chasing me. You be trying to chase her as Cynthia Ramirez. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying her name. In
And wonder why everything smell like corn and beans.
Oh, damn, this show is
fire, baby.
Else, man.
Mama Jenkins said they'll make you whoop their ass and put them out your car. She's talking about drunk white people. I know I'm behind in the chat room. Shout out to Dion. He said black businesses in Milwaukee don't appreciate your business, but in other states they're a little bit more friendly.
They are.
Sister Booker says, say it, Sean.
Hey,
Shout out
smell
to
like
Keith
corn
Terry.
and
How
beans.
you doing, my brother? He said agreed. That's one of my original supporters for a very long time was brother Keith Terry.
What up, brother Keith?
And 3041 North, man. The good old days we used to do live from 3041, man, on Saturday nights. I had plenty politicians, everything. Shout out to Keith Terry, man. Doing big things right now. Deion James said I tried to pay Juice Lady for a ride to get my truck, and she played.
First of all, ain't nobody played you. You asked me for the ride, and then I went to bed and I didn't respond. So it ain't like I said yes and then didn't do it. I never said anything. So you
That's
didn't get played.
right. That's typical black Uber.
Well, not responding
Black
is
Uber, don't you do that? Somehow that's Black Uber.
he's like, well, you didn't respond. That is playing me, right? Somebody said, oh, that's how it is. Sister Booker said we can't be
racist.
racist.
You do Uber and Lyft that they could just request rides at any time. Hey, you'll give me a ride, nigga. No, I'm not logged on right now. Y'all don't get to just request my time. No, nigga.
You get a lot of calls from people that
Yeah,
where you at.
Uber don't act towards y'all. Niggas just think they just got access and shit. Hey, I need a ride. No, we off now. Holla, catch the bus.
What you mean you off, nigga? You better start this car.
Can I please ask Courtney a question?
Oh, hold on. Let me finish my chat room because I'm behind, Sean. Sister Booker said black people can never be racist. We never had the tools or power to institutionalize racial oppression. Ooh, that's a deep concept because I always talk about good black racism. I don't know if that's what the brother used to. Okay, I think I can be racist, can I? Or are we talking about power wise or mentality wise? I can be, racist. Like, I could say some racist shit and be and feel like that's racism. Racism is.
Can we stop talking about what black people don't do?
I think everybody can be racial. I think racial is a better word.
Okay, racial. You like that more.
Can we have a day where we don't talk about what black people don't do?
No.
Just one day, please.
Hold on, Dion. Hold on, Dion. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sister Booker said we are mentally oppressed for sure. Let me get Mama Jenkins out. She said, KB, I bought a washing machine 35 years ago, and this new one I got is a piece of crap. I wish I had bought an old school machine without this digital stuff. I've had it in service twice in 5 years, and I bought it at the Grand. We don't have black businesses that sell washing machines unless it's used. So black businesses are far and few. Yeah, and that's what Sean was saying. We don't have a lot of black businesses, and you are correct. Like I was alluding to a situation in which the washing machine that I had up until some years back was the one that I had brought from the hood, the home I grew up in 20 years ago, and it just rusted out. Now we went, like she said, we bought the one with the bells and whistles and the lights, and it's Wi-Fi, and it'll let you know when you left your clothes in there, and that shit, you're like, damn, because I'm not a laundromat dude. Like I'm really not the dude to be sitting in. I'm not the dude to be sitting in the laundromat. I'd be like, you know what? All these quarters we finna spend, we might as well just buy us a damn wash machine. I'm sorry, Sister Booker said Popeyes don't never have any chicken.
Never.
It's almost like that. She said, damn, Sean. Sister Booker said we can be a bigot.
That's me.
I think a lot of people are racist against each other. Go ahead, Sean. You waited.
Yes, Courtney, since nobody else could answer this question, have you ever seen a Mexican scientist on TV, in the movies, anywhere?
I
can't believe you went there.
Never.
But look, that new Black Panther was a lot.
Have you?
But besides.
No, my goodness. He talking about because her call dropped. Dion, what's popping, homie?
Man, nothing. You already know, man. I'm just tripping off old girl, man, bumping that lip, man, on love, man. You listen, I got 3 motherfucking cars, first of all. I was trying to put some bread in your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't tripping about that shit. It wasn't nothing that a motherfucker that lost sleep over, Courtney. You know what I'm saying? I just figured you do Uber and shit. Hey, fuck it. Come drop me off. Let me go pick up my truck. My shit was in the shop. You understand what I'm saying? Just because the motherfucker got 3 vehicles, them motherfuckers break down. 2 of my vehicles was down. 1 of them permanently down. So I'm down to my van and my truck. You understand what I'm saying? My Impala, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucking motor going up out of it. It ain't no biggie. So don't make it seem like that. You understand what I'm saying? You probably thought a motherfucker trying to kidnap you, baby. I ain't gonna try to kidnap you.
I didn't think that. I just ain't got time to give it no ride.
Whatever you gonna do, whatever you gonna do on your own. You feel what I'm saying? Now back to
You
the
called in
topic
just a rant.
though. Man, I ain't buying nothing from no nigga, Kev. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Okay.
I just
Point
don't
made.
trust them motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie to
Dion just
you
made
though.
my point.
I don't even want a nigga really to work on my car, man. I hate to feel like that about our own people, man. I do. I hate to feel like that, but it's just, but see, now, like I said in the comment section, up here in Milwaukee, like I'm going to say a name, Tony's Barbecue. You go in that motherfucker on Villa, he mad at you for spending your money. You understand? Snatching your money, giving you all. Down south and in Chicago, they greet you with a smile. And I'm not going to say everywhere, but the places I have went down south and in Chicago, they greet you with a smile. When I was down there in Montgomery, Alabama last year, when the store was about to close, old girl had extra chicken. Guess what she did? She gave everybody in this extra chicken on the house. You understand what I'm saying? So I just
I'm going to
don't,
Chicago.
don't get me wrong. I know a lot of our brothers out here do good work. Like, it'll have to be somebody I personally know, like one of you guys, but I'm not just going to randomly see a black place. Like, look what happened when I was down there at opening and shit. Dude sold me that cold-ass chicken next door, and I told him, man, it was cold. He was like, well, next time I got you. That should have been right there, man. I'm going to bring you out some more chicken, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was hungry as a motherfucker. We down there talking this shit, you understand? Drinking the motherfucking smoothies and taking the shots, the ginger shots. I was hungry. I dealt with it, but I said never again. Now, I could have went on Facebook and ended his career, but I said, nah, I ain't going to even do that, though. You know what I'm saying? So just dealing with black people on any kind of economic level, even when a motherfucker was out here hustling, I hated that shit. Motherfuckers be like, man, this bag weigh a gram. Where that seed come from? Man, get the fuck out of here. That's why I stopped hustling. I got tired of that shit. You breaking the scale down in my shit. I'm on 29th and Glendale, the hottest hood in the neighborhood. You bringing the scale outside for 3.5, talking about this, that, and the other. I don't want to be bothered with that shit, so I said, fuck that shit. It ain't worth my freedom. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas is picky. They is, though. I just don't want to deal with niggas in no type of way. I just rather have niggas as friends. I don't want to buy nothing from no nigga. But I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Tap me in, Kev.
Hey,
Tap me in right now.
Dion,
What?
you know this is a black show, right? You know this is a black show, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a black. I'm a black person.
You seen nigga when I seen you. You was like, man, nigga, that nigga Dion. I seen the look on your face. I'm throwing the forks, some nigga gang bang and everything. You like, this nigga right here crazy. Nah, that's just my energy level, though. I see you, I love you, nigga. What the fuck up? I'm about to hit the town. You understand what I'm saying? I'm about to go down to the city. You understand? What?
Hey, listen. First of all, I heard him before I seen him, right? Because when he said he went, he really did that shit. And I looked at that's Dion right there. Like, I ain't as strong as I used to be. Dion almost knocked me the fuck down. Like, what up, Cam? I'm like, oh shit. It was hilarious. Look, his energy in person is exactly energy on his phone. That's my point, man. So
that's why little mama didn't want to give me a ride. She thought I was gonna snag. I ain't trying to.
Dion, leave that sister alone. Leave that sister alone.
Hey, mama, she'll get back on the radio station like, man, yeah, I'm a single agent out here now. I can fly high, goddamn it. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off this bitch. I'm on 41, about to jump off in Jackson. I had a good night. I'm about to get ready to go back to the crib. I'm gonna jump in that big ass pickup truck and pull off and jump on 43 and try to get back to Milwaukee, man. I'm about to finish listening to y'all guys. I love y'all, man. You niggas stay up, man. We all, like I say, man, we gonna have to get together, man. We gonna have to get together. So y'all just keep up the energy, man. Hey, Real, I'm glad that you back, man. I'm glad it wasn't even the same without. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on, my nigga? I like that intellectual shit that you be popping. You understand? But yeah, I'm gonna go, man. Hey, Sean, love, man. Love, Care, love, Outlaw family. Love y'all, man. Y'all be smooth, man. I'm gone.
All right, man. All right.
Tap me in, coach. Tap me in.
Man,
he
ain't never lied.
You already
man.
in. Damn.
Tap me in.
Go ahead.
Okay,
you
first off.
in here. Go ahead.
Yes. First off, he just proved my points on both sides of the table of why people don't support black businesses and
No,
why black businesses don't like black customers. Because how
no.
did he get on here and just be like, "Oh, you thought I was gonna snatch you up? I got like 6 cars. Woo woo! Look how much money y'all really got." Like this is why people don't want that type of customer. But then at the same time, I can feel how he got cold chicken just like I got cold chickens, and niggas didn't even want to re-drop the cold chicken they sold you. So it's
Erica,
just
you
don't make
racist.
it seem like, oh, Erica hates the black community. No, I'm not racist, baby. I'm black, okay? It's in my
That don't
DNA. I
mean
know
nothing.
for sure. My daddy blacker than you, Sean.
No, that don't
But
mean nothing.
anyhow, it just proves my point that this is the back and forth that we got going on with each other. Period.
It don't stop.
Erica, you're the
I'm a
one doing it.
Listen,
I'm a
it's Outlaw Radio on a
I'm a
Monday
small
night.
black
Let's
business
let's bring
myself.
this back in. Let's recenter ourselves, okay? It's Monday night. I know people have a lot of
Woosah.
energy to get off, right? Because we ain't been
Woosah.
on since last Wednesday, and you can tell by the energy, but that's what we have on the show. The number's 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio. It's live from the basement. And people are like, well, they ain't talking about shit. And sometimes we're not. So this is one of those moments that you caught us really not talking about shit. Now, let me get to my chat room. And Sister Brooker says she has seen a Latino scientist, Sean.
Oh shit, I have
Okay.
never. All
She
right, that's
said
what's up.
Tony at the barbecue restaurant do be mad all the time. Look, I've encountered his mom, and his mom was way more. I'm like, I'm never coming back here again. And it wasn't even necessarily how she spoke to me, just how she spoke to me. It was how she spoke to the other people who were in there. And I'm like, yo, what's up with this shit? And so, yeah, I
Hey,
mean, what you gonna do with your mama though? Like, you
hey,
fired?
it's a fact, you know what I mean, on both sides of the table. You know what I mean? Like we need more black people to support black businesses, but on the flip side, we need black businesses to understand customer service. You know what I mean? Like we got to step our game up to make people want to come back and fuck with it. Because see,
That's
I was
valid.
always one like this. Even like years ago, I was one like this. If I spend my money with you, I don't want to leave feeling like you got over on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? And black businesses, we got to make sure that our customers don't leave feeling like that.
But Kamar, sometimes ain't it also like if I come back to you and like these brothers and sisters talking about the chicken was cold, I would
Well,
think
yeah,
I would say, you
that's
know
the
what? I
customer service
apologize
part
so
I'm
much.
talking about.
I apologize so much. You know what? Let me either warm that back up or let me get you something
Yeah.
freshly dropped, as opposed to I got you next time. What the
Right. And
fuck do
see
that
what
mean?
that's the customer service part I'm talking about.
Right, that's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean? We got to step our customer service game up. You know what I mean? Black businesses I'm talking about. Especially since if we expect to get other people money.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to step our game up.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care what race you are. See, because every time to time I enjoy some Chinese food, right? And my wife and I will go to a Chinese. We'll have place we'll order from, and if we order from one place and it's bad, we just don't order from them anymore.
Damn.
It ain't just saying, oh, Chinese people ain't shit. It's just like, well, that one's bad. Let's try a different one. Sometimes it's inconsistent, so you got to shop around. But that's called being a consumer, as opposed to feeling like I got to spend my money for them little bitty ass chicken wings that J&J's got. Them little micro, what is them, baby chickens? I never seen chickens with wings that small. Mama Jenkins said, I love Courtney and Dion. They be on fire. They got customer service skills. Shout out to Courtney. Dion overwhelms you, right? Courtney, if you got time, come on back in. I don't got time for this shit tonight, right? Let me see. She said Boss Wing he be doing side deals. Okay. Shout out to Taj, man. I used to work with that brother. Shout out to Taj. He just opened up another location, right? Shout out to him on 27th Street. She said Dion is on fire. Dion always on fire. I'm telling y'all, when I seen this brother, from the time his van hit the parking lot, I was already pumping gas in my car. I heard him clear as day when he hit the park. Gav! And I looked up and all I seen was a big old pitchfork in somebody's windshield like this. And I'm like, this gotta be Dion. I don't know nobody else who would greet me like this. Right? Like, I don't got no friends who show up doing that. So it's like, this gotta be Dion. Sair, how you doing, my brother? He said, good evening, Outlaws. How you doing,
What
my
it
brother?
do, boss?
Shout out to you and her hitting hard radio in the mornings. She said, "Don't go in Boss Wing spending cash. Dude, be like, put the cash under the soda fountain." I'm like, here we go. Oh shit! I'm just telling off his businesses before he opened his new location. Shout out to Crystal Ship and Control C LLC. She said, "I received amazing service from Black-owned businesses, and the ones that weren't up to par, I reached out to the owners and they fixed it." Okay, being a consumer. She said, "I still support good Black businesses. I do as well. Can Black businesses survive outside the Black community? I think if they invest in what Kamar talked about in terms of customer service, a lot of times, Black businesses just they struggle because they can't get part of the main kind of vein of consumer America. So you can't compete on levels with individuals who have more money to purchase, meaning they can buy in bulk so they can sell cheaper. And we don't have the time. A lot of times Black businesses don't get to the point where their marketing is the same. Right? I mean, it got your own people in the trance. Say big money at Menards. How many of us know that shit? Because you've seen that commercial a million times.
You do.
Now, what Black commercial? I'm coming up blank. We don't have the economic with our
We don't have
businesses.
Black commercials like that.
I feel like it's coming.
Okay.
I feel like it's coming. We see a lot of Black businesses starting. You know what I mean? Starting up. I see a lot of brick and mortars popping up. You know what I mean? Okay. So like that type of stuff is coming. You know what I mean? It's one step at a time. We can we can't expect all this change overnight. You know what I mean? But hey, it's on the way.
I think a lot of it stems from a lot of Black businesses now are like first.
Echo. Somebody turn your device down. Hold on. I'm sorry, Rail. Y'all know the echo drives me crazy.
Oh, is it my device? Oh,
no, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think it might happen because a lot of us are now stepping back into the entrepreneur lane. That a lot of us are like first generation entrepreneurs. So, we might not have gotten the proper training or etiquette to go along with running business, and then also it just comes from the lack of training and etiquette from home, period. Like I've been whether I'm in my entrepreneur shit or on my hustle shit, like they said, on both ends, we all got to learn tact, communication, and etiquette, because you don't want to be the business talking about I get back to you, or acting like it's a burden for somebody to give you their business. But on the flip side of that, as a consumer, you also want to have just common sense and tact, because hey, how much is this here? No, excuse me, could you tell me the price on this? We don't know that shit, because that shit ain't being taught at home no more.
Hey,
you want what for this?
That's
highway motherfucking robbery.
Hey, I'll tell you something else. Black people got to learn. That's been a big thing on me this past year. Is grace.
Okay.
Learning grace. You know what I mean? To be able to hold your emotions in check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can properly communicate with people and resolve issues. You know what I mean? We have to learn grace. And that's something we got away from also.
Right. Okay. True. Being able to transmute that energy, even though they come at you ignorant, still be professional and kind of help them too.
And transform that energy. Transform that energy as God would.
Yeah.
Sayer said, "I've never seen a Chinese food commercial. I used to see William Hose back in the day. They used to ride around with the vans with the big giant shrimp on top. I used to see something from him sometimes. She said, Mariah said, never ever. What's the franchise one that my wife likes to go to? All that's in the mall. I see there sometimes. I can't remember the name of it. I had to ask her what's the name. We always be like, we don't like that. She likes it though. Carl Pfeiffer, what up, cuzzo?
What up, Bozy?
I see you and Big Bear Me hit the highway this weekend. I hope y'all had a good time. I saw you up there pottying. I just love how my cousin lives his life to the fullest now. Because I remember when he was stoned to the bone, sandpaper straight, real Milwaukee. And I see him now just kicking it and just having a good time. smiling, right?
Why
Just
you
out.
busting my dude out though, bro?
Man, it's growth. What are you talking about? This is my family. This is growth. I've known this man since I was knee high to a flea. And I know he at one point was really dedicated to just being a street dude. And I see now he's like, nah, he enjoys his life. He's with his grandbaby, kicking it with his kids, jumping on his motorcycle, going for rides. I think Cuz always was that way, but now he'll share it with us. So I say, because back in the days he was doing the same shit, but you probably just never seen him. Now he'll show it. You say, damn, Cuz is live on Facebook. Never thought I'd see the day. Crystal Ship said, I witnessed both sides of it. Just like sometimes you can't support certain businesses, sometimes you have to cancel customers and not do business with them. The goal is to find a happy medium, not bash, but teach. Crystal Ship is
Listen
always
to
the
that one,
voice of
Erica.
reason.
My bad.
She said, Sire Williams, the sad truth is most of the support that allows us to survive doesn't come from our own. Sister Booker says the black business in Texas named Turkey Leg Hut line be around the corner. Yeah, I be seeing that on Facebook. Like, what are they putting in them turkey legs? Eagle Eye Shaw, what it do, my brother? My sponsor, Eagle Eye Security LLC, said I've been successful doing good business, being consistent and showing up. The key to life and business is to show up and be consistent. He says a lot of people who are just inconsistent. She said, say that, Kamar Carter, about the grace. My sister said in Georgia, black business is booming. I think in the South in general, black people are more inclined to kind of shop with each other because that sense of us is still somewhat intact down here. A lot of the institutionalized bullshit and a lot of the just savage ass political structure of how the North is made up was instrumental in kind of keeping us divided. And it's one of the main reasons why we don't like each other is because up here, shit, just, hey, it's cold, it's rough, man. Down south, it's still like, hey, we all need each other to lean on if we live in these small, real rural communities. So down south, I think they do support black businesses more. Let me see. Crystal Ship said we often move in emotions, which doesn't help.
Right.
Okay, and that goes to that part Kamar was talking about with Grace as well, I guess. Yeah, because black people, yeah, I can't, man. That shit. What the fuck you say? That's what you say. What did you just say to me? And your guy be like, you hear what dude say to you? We ready to go because that's how we feel like we gotta approach shit. She said not only grace but our customers but grace for ourselves. I mean, yeah. Well, how do you really want to be represented? Panda Express, Mariah Johnson. You are right, cuz that's my wife love Panda Express. We be like, no.
Forgot about
Earl
them.
Henning, how you doing, my brother? He said, what to do, my brother? Keep up the good work and keep doing you. I sure enough appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Earl. I love when people compliment the show and what we do. Mama Jenkins said, cleanliness, respect, and courtesy also make businesses work. Most black businesses don't last because they don't understand what supply and demand is. Ouch. She said, right, Kevin. I said something that she agreed with. Hey, man. We'll get back to that. I want to talk about Deion Sanders for a minute. And, I watched, like everybody else, I watched this game, which, by the way, was a great game. I have some observations of this whole situation that make this even more of a black thing with Deion Sanders in Colorado playing Colorado State. First of all, the coach from Colorado State is a brother as well. You wouldn't be able to tell by the way he speaks if you just heard him speak. But he is in fact a brother. And so he kind of started some controversy because he said Deion came into the meeting with his shades and his hat on. He said, my mama told me to take my hat and my glasses off when I talk to grown people. This was a great game. A lot of black athletes were on showcase, young black men. Great football game. I'm telling you. But I did the atmosphere, and I want to talk a little bit about the atmosphere because one of the color commentator, who's actually one of my favorites. I can't remember the brother's name. He's actually one of my favorites. It was he and Louis Riddick who commentated the game, and he said, "This."
I know
If you look down at the sideline, it looks like the BET Awards. I thought about this, and I said, "Damn!" Like rappers, actors, like black people It,
Yeah, it was
and they
going
say, well,
down. It was
Dion,
a
they say,
party.
Dion, you abandoned the HBCU, but I'm like, it seemed like he turned Colorado into a HBCU. I'm joking because when you look in the crowd, you've seen all those white kids, not a whole lot of black kids at Colorado. Paris, you're on the line. You let us know. But I just what Dion is doing is revolutionary. But I looked at us and I said, look, when you're winning and people believing in Dion, people are love. You see Master P, The Rock. It wasn't just the old celebrities. It was all kinds of people was there, professional athletes, to see a college game at a school that won one game last year. Right. The whole they changed this game from an afternoon game to a primetime football game, right? The number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 team in the country, nobody gave a shit about that. They want to see this game. Colorado State is not on Colorado's level. It should not be, but they played a hell of a game. And I see you, Earl. He said he's a half and half brother. He's from Madison. The brother who he was playing, I had his name, and I don't feel like looking at my notes to go through it. He's from Madison. Mark Jones, you're right, Big Mike. You're right. Shout out to Big Mike Kimmett. Mark Jones, man, that dude is something else.
Hey,
I went to school to do that, to do the color I did color commentating on television on a basketball game.
we
I know it's an art to it. So Mark Jones, he's one of my favorites. So I loved how he did it. But he did say it looked like the BET Awards. Go ahead, Kamar.
for one though, we can agree. You know what I mean? It did look like the BET Awards. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And that's okay. That's just us. You know what I mean? That's us in college. Us in college football. You know what I mean? How many more kids may want to go to college and play there, or go to
Right.
college? You know what I mean? Like
Just play.
you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know what I mean? That's live.
And it's
And
black
then
coaches.
also something we can agree on. Also something we can agree on about the coach, that other coach. Like we could talk about whether he black or whether he mixed. But I tell you what, if he go kill somebody, they're gonna be looking for a black
Black.
man.
Your ass is black. Yes, you're right. You damn right, Kamar. They say that shit, did. Nah, but I listen, when Dion's and they kept trying to stir it, and he says, first of all, I'm happy for that brother. I don't even know him, but any
Right.
brother that's in this position that's doing what we do on this level, I'm happy for him. He said, yeah, he said something about me, but I ain't the type to just let you say whatever you want to me. I'm gonna say something back, but I have no ill will, no bad feelings. They played a hell of a game. He's a good coach. I'm happy for his position. And I
He
think I
did play
said
a hell of a game too.
they did, man. And nope, they were 23-point underdogs. 23 points. And he got that. It shows that black men can coach, and we don't get those jobs and we don't get those opportunities. So I just thought it was a great look, but I was a little concerned about Lil Wayne. When I see Lil Wayne, I'm not Rel has reminded me of this. Generationally, when we talk about music, there's some differences in opinion. I have never been a Lil Wayne fan. I've never understood his popularity. He just looks weird to me. I've heard him say some clever rhymes, right? I've heard him say, oh, okay. That was pretty, but I've never been so when I seen Lil Wayne and I seen all this, I said, oh shit. These kids finna lose because they ain't gonna be focused. And I'm hoping because they got to play Oregon this week, and then they got to play USC. So I'm hoping that they got that out their system and say, okay, this shit need to get down to being about football. Because you fuck around, Oregon scored 81 points last week. And you don't want it, you don't want the love train. So I hope Dion is saying, okay, thank y'all for coming. Y'all can come, but I need to get my team here. I need to get my team here so we can, because once you lose to them and get blew out, but he knows he's not necessarily where he should be athletically up front. He still got some work to do. Sayer says he'll be live with Dr. David King for Milwaukee Mayor 2024 tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Hitting Hard Radio. I've been trying to get David King over here for a long time, but we got a reputation over here for conservative brothers haven't done too well on Outlaw Radio. Republican brothers haven't done too well. I want to hear what David King has to say because honestly, right now with the state of the city, I'm looking for an alternative to what we got. And I don't care what people say. I am gonna vote.
Hey, Kev, I remember a long time ago, I tried to get him on the show, and you and Jason was like, "Oh, hell no, fuck that." Right. Jason had a story about him or something. You know what I mean?
So it was us. It ain't people being hard on him. It was us. Kamar saying, "Kev, that's your ass." That's what Kamar's basically saying. Like he's blaming on other people.
I tried. I remember he was that year 2020. He was running for office. Remember?
2016. It was 2017.
Good.
No, that was that one.
Yeah, it was 2017.
No, not 17. Not 17 because I met him at the Phoenix, and the Phoenix wasn't open there. Open yet. Okay. That was 2020.
It was 2020 because I know at one point we just were having politician.
Yeah, after that politician. Was during that time.
Okay.
Because he was running for office. I forgot which one.
But Kamar, he and I have communicated through some other people since then.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's up, man.
I've extended the invitation to him because, and my way of thinking has changed a lot too. Especially about talking about politics.
Didn't come on back then.
It's absolutely beautiful that he didn't, because
we was a little more wild back then, man. Like
it was a lot going on. Yeah, and
he could have got it. He could have got it hard on that motherfucker.
Yeah, it would have been
that night.
Huh?
Am I gonna get a link that night too?
It depends on because sometimes you be up in the nail shop getting your toes done, doing the show and shit, and you working out on the exercise bike, eating yogurt.
I ain't never did that, bro.
Did his brother really want to be on the show and shit? He had his son play and shit at school. And hold on, KB, like is he in the auditorium? Like you are welcome to come if the brother comes on, and he's welcome. Sire, he's welcome. Let him know, he's welcome to come on here. Because once again, I'm looking for an alternative. And I know at this point, I know a lot of us are. And so I'm actually so much, I'm really willing to listen to somebody, but just don't come to me with him in a different bag. Because to get along, to go along, to get along. Hey, Madison, we're sorry. Oh, poor Milwaukee. Milwaukee, get down on your knees and service Madison. That mentality bothers me. I feel like we need an ass kicker. And if he's ready to do that and shake it up, he might be the Black Trump. If that's where he's coming from with it, let's go. I'm with it. So I would love to talk to him as well. Mama Jenkins said, KBs, they just fuck the bookies up. They do. They fuck. The gambling money, it's so much revenue being made off of, and I hear a lot of my brothers saying, we getting so hype about Deion. Deion is doing this and Deion is doing that. But the university, look how much money they're making. And they've already made hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's once again the white man, doing what he do. That's partially true too. That can't be ignored. But the fact that Black people are receiving opportunities, coaches, players, trainers, students like you said, Kamar, who some kid might say, you know what, let me look into Colorado, and there might be an influx of Black students. And so a lot of
or just let me get serious about playing football.
That too,
or you might just want to go to this toxic ass neighborhood. You know what I mean? It's a mindset that can change. It ain't just, you know what I mean, like saying, oh Deion. I'm happy for the mindset that the youth can grasp from me.
And we need my bad here,
but then not only that, whenever you hear this man speak, man, he's saying something profound.
That's where I was going. We needed to make the brother when he says, I'm not a baby daddy, I'm a father. I'm a real father. He said, when they asked me, he said, that's what fathers do. Listen, if you grew up with a kid playing sports, and if you ever were fortunate enough to coach him, you know exactly what he's talking about. I've had a million of those interactions with my son on the sideline at a game where it was time to be dad. It wasn't about, this sport. You good? You all right? Or, he was putting his son necklace on, and you have those type. That's what you should have with the rapport you build with your boys. Mama Jenkins said, what I love is when his boys told the reporters we didn't come to let our dad lose. I mean, there's so much with that when the other son, who's not the one everybody, Shiloh, he had to pick six. And can you imagine what that moment was like when he
early in the game, man, he had an interception to play right before that too, that they took away.
He dropped that one. He dropped
Did
that
he?
one. Yeah, he dropped it. Hit the ground. And I would much rather had a pick six than that one.
But yeah,
So,
but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on how dope it was for him to
and he had a
come right
forced
back the
fumble
next.
too. Kamar,
And
he had a
then
forced fumble.
I'm just saying, like, to be able to come back the next play and then had a pick six.
Right. You keep
Like, I
on
got
going.
this motherfucker now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's just
Harris
dope.
said, shout out to Coach Prime. Keep exhibiting black excellence. He turned Colorado University around. They was 1-12, and now they're 3-0. Yeah, but Oregon's on the way to town. I would love to see Dion be able to do something, but Oregon is in a different place
Yes.
right now, and they get a different type caliber of player.
Hey,
Oregon got their old Nike money. that's Phil Knight's alma mater.
They didn't TCU play for the national championship last year?
Yeah, but TCU and that was like a out of the norm because TCU, you see what Georgia did to him, right?
No, I'm
In the
just saying
championship game.
I'm just saying they still went that far.
And actually, TCU had lost prior to that, so
Yeah.
people said they shouldn't have even been there. They're not on Oregon's level. They're not.
Did Oregon go to that Final Four?
Last year, no, they didn't. They were top 10, but they didn't.
Well,
they didn't make.
All I'm saying is, you know what I mean. Dion, he beat TCU, and TCU got pretty far last year. Even if they didn't, you know what I mean, get into that championship race. You know what I'm saying? They still got pretty far. That's just saying that they had a pretty good team. That's what I'm saying.
They got their ass scalped.
Yeah,
and that quarterback went pro, and half that defense went pro. They're not the same
did,
team.
but they beat a lot of motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, that they had to beat to get there, to do what they had. I'm just saying they're a damn good team, and Dion them beat them. So I ain't expecting nothing but a great game. You know what I mean?
Hopefully,
I feel like Dion. I feel like Dion gonna pull this shit off. That's how I feel.
It's the comment I've been waiting on right here.
Mama Jenkins said David King has run for something every election.
Yeah.
Sayer said the phone lines will be open, so you're welcome to call in. I my plantation job got me busy in the morning. I got cotton to pick. I'm gonna be out in the field. Sayer says this will be my second time meeting him. I met him on Frank Nitty podcast he used to do. I never knew he did the podcast.
That's not really validation there, Sayer. I wouldn't, promote that too much.
He says I refer all my guests to tap into the People's Network, Outlaw Radio. I appreciate that because I do the same. So I rock anybody who we rock with on here. We definitely tell them, hey, you need to jump down with Sayer as well. That's what we do. The way black.
I fucked with Sayer.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. He's a friend to the show. Mama Jenkins says she will call in. So that's that fire right there.
Oh, she is.
So look, they had the VMAs, and which we don't care about. And,
didn't watch it.
No, and the point that I'm at with pop culture and stuff like that is I'm so disconnected from it because it's just not really relevant in terms of where I'm trying to go right now, what I'm trying to do. I have a mission that I'm really trying to pursue, and it doesn't include pop culture, but I do always pay attention to how we're presented. And you see that, first of all, the one of the founders of Rolling Stone magazine, right? Like, because we talked about how this Rolling Stone is doing top hip hop artists of all times and all this shit. We're like, they don't know shit about hip hop. One of the owners, Jan Werner, who's also helped to found the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's a co-founder of Rolling Stone magazine. He has been removed from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board. And there may be more to come because he said I guess he wrote a book and he said that black artists are not articulate enough to be in his book. So he doesn't reference them in any kind of way. Now, this is once again the founder of Rolling Stone magazine and one of the founders of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so I when we talked about, well, why we even care what Rolling Stones say anyways? And then it goes back to, guess what? White people are prejudiced. I mean, they're racist. White people are racist. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. I said, well, I guess he told his truth. Like, that's just, if that's the way you feel. And I don't know that black people are, when it comes to making music and doing art, that they're trying to be articulate in the way that he would want them to be. I thought it was all about what made great art was free expression, right? Like, so I didn't think that I didn't pronounce that right. James, can you go back and re James would be like, what are you talking about? You don't get your ass out of there, boo. Like, you're trying to be articulate right. So I mean, he can, I mean, fuck him. It goes without saying. I'm just I mean, it's always a rich, white, delusional white dude who'll say something crazy, and black people, oh my God, Lord. But y'all check that out. That's in the People's News Network too. Mama Jenkins says she's gonna call in the Sire show because she want to know his platform for this city. I wish I might, if I could catch a break in the morning, which I don't know. I got a pretty full tilt in the morning, but I
No,
can
you
always
don't.
watch it over. You said I don't?
You don't.
I have a job. I don't know. I'm not at the crib playing 2K in the morning, bro. We at work. This shit costs money. This shit is not free. I wish I was sitting at the crib I show watching. I'd be like in meetings. I'd be really working and shit too. Like I'm really like working. Like I don't be just and you get the next car. I'm not a valet parker or nothing like that. Shout out to valet parkers. He said Sean Moore. That's not to validate him. I'm not friends with none of the political candidates. I said that to say I don't know much about him. I'm all ears on insight, which is a good
My
way
man.
to be. Good way to be. She said post the number. Sire, how do you generate your number? Is the number Mama Jenkins gonna be there from the rooter to the tutor? She
He gonna be there early.
Right. I was talking about the VMAs because I was saying, and I started thinking about disconnected with the VMAs and the display, and I see like Sexy Red, who we talked about earlier on the show, who did Pound Town, and now she's the darling of the industry. She's taking pictures with the owner of the New York Jets, and he got his blinged out chain on, and all the artists are requesting her. And I said, man, how do I really feel? How do I really feel about some parts of our culture? I'm embarrassed about, right? And everybody deserves their time in the sun, but it's not necessarily the execution; it's the mentality. Like I see a lot of stuff, especially if you're looking at social media, you reading, you watching TV. I see a lot of things that are cultural norms for us that I'm like, I'm not necessarily comfortable with that, and I don't think that's cool. So when I look at our culture, I said, now hip hop as it exists right now is no longer the hip hop that we revere so much. It's so bastardized now. It's so watered down. It's so bought, sold out that it's almost unrecognizable, right? And so, but they attach hip hop culture to everything, like everything that's like kind of left of the line. They say, well, that's hip hop. Well, not motherfucker get shot, but that's just hip hop. Well, how did that become hip hop for a motherfucker? That's just. I know it's some of the energy that hip hop can bring with it. And we start talking about drill music for the brothers, and now the sisters have stepped in with the ratchet reality or ratchet whole house, whatever they call it, the ratchet rap. I just feel like now this culture is just becoming destructive. Huh?
I was laughing. You called it the Ratchet Hoe House.
I know. They call it. Some people call it ratchet rap. Some people call it whole house rap. Like it's this female style where they're just very overtly sexual, which I don't have a problem with. First of all, let me say that, because that is always there. That has always been there. But I think the popularity of it now and the overly cosmetic, that's why I said it's the mentality with all of the wigs and the fake hair color and the makeup and the tattoos. And I see a lot of stuff that doesn't stress the beauty of being just naturally black. And that's what I have a problem with, because even though we had NWA and we had Too Short and we had Ghetto Boys, we also had PE and a Tribe Called Quest and Kid and Play. And like there was elements of the culture then that taught you, hey, black is beautiful. Don't do that to your nose. Don't do that to your hair. Rock how you look. Ain't nothing wrong with your nose and your lips and your melanin. And I feel like now it's more like, it pushes an image. And I'm looking at these images and I'm saying, that's not really us, though. Shit stuck all upside your head and eagles on your forehead and all this kind. You say Africa, they pierced everything. It's just, I'm just a little ashamed of it. And I realize I have to take that shame and try to turn it into some positive energy. And say, well, we need to represent this culture better. And especially because one of the secrets people don't know is that the old school artists, the classic hip hop artists now are touring the world. They selling out arenas. They're selling more tickets than the young rappers are. People don't know that, right? Like, so you see one big Beyonce tour and you say, oh man, that's crazy. It's a lot of classic hip hop artists like Cypress Hill and Big Daddy Kane and all these dudes, they around the world all year long getting money and just doing different shows. So classic hip hop is having a say. I don't know how y'all feel about the culture, because and then you once again you add to it that
I feel like I've been feeling like for years that, you know what I mean, they've been promoting like the dumber you sound or look, you know what I'm saying, the more popular or the more cool you are. You know
okay.
what I'm saying? Like, you listen to rap nowadays, like they really ain't putting together sentences. They ain't even putting together sentences. Like, they ain't making sense. Like, they ain't painting pictures. Ain't no art, like you said, ain't no artistry to it no more.
Yeah, you know what? I guess to them it is their art, because I just talked about art being free expression. And so I guess to them it is, and to us it sounds very strange because it doesn't look, and it didn't look, our music didn't look like our parents did. And that's why our parents would criticize our music and say, boy, that music ain't shit. It ain't no Marvin Gaye. And so every generation has their kind of perception, but I just think the mentality that our culture now brings with it is the one that's most dangerous, because it is that I don't have value, you don't have value. Right? Like, I don't value life. I don't value my own life. You think I give a fuck about yours? And sad to say that in some instances, the behavior manifests itself from people who really get into this shit and just really start saying, well, this is it. And I just think anytime you take in too much negativity, you're going to overload. I think you have to take time to, figure out like, if you really just are inundated by negative shit, you need to try and find a peace of mind, some space. What they call it, a safe space, a place where you can go and just appreciate something different, a different kind of energy. And I don't think this culture is giving our kids that. Our culture, to me, rap gave me that, because I was so much in love with going into the album covers and finding out who made the original song. It led me down the path of like really getting back into funk and R&B and soul and saying, oh shit. And then now I listen to them, and it gave me some enlightenment. I didn't just say, oh, Too Short said bitch on this song, this the shit. I said, I like that beat. Let me go see who that was. Oh shit, that's Cool in the Gang. That's Hollywood Swinging. That's whatever. And it just led me on a path of discovery. I don't know if kids are doing that now, because you ask them about a song that came out 10 years ago and they were like, oh shit, I don't know. I was like 8 when this came out. Well, I was like not born when the Temptations came out, but I know mostly all of their songs because I listened to it. My parents listened to it, and I allowed myself to say, okay, that's how I was done. Kids now be like, if your ass over 30, you old and done. Shout out to Shabaka. Well, let me go back, because he did post the number. Saeed did post his number for tomorrow. The morning shift, MKE Hidden Radio, hiddenhardradio.com. Y'all see that up there. Copy that, put that in your browsers. Check him out in the mornings. He's dope. The show is dope. It's a dope platform. And it's different from ours because you actually get to go into the studio, in which we just do everything virtually. So it's a good look. He said today's women look like trans people. Say that again, Real.
Is that 105? Is that
no? This is on the internet. This is on. They're on a bunch of different platforms. It's not 105. I would never.
Okay.
Not even if Michael King was speaking there, I wouldn't promote them. So they holler at me. They owe me a phone call. Bullshit ain't nothing. Sire says today's women look like trans people. The look is inspired by the trans community. Ooh, okay.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. When you start talking about all the fake wigs and all this, it's like shit that actually, to me, it hides your femininity. It makes you look. I like watch that, like the glue. I can't wait until the glue baby hair goes out of style. I'm just not a fan of the baby hair glued. And once again, I don't tell women, as men, I'm one of those dudes who believe we shouldn't tell them what to wear. Or
we can say what we like, though.
Yeah, we can say that, but if they
that
like
ain't
it,
that ain't saying telling them what to do.
Like, I don't like that shit.
I feel like I think more people should talk about, like, as far as black men and women, we should talk more about what we like out of each other. Okay. You know what I mean? At least that way we know what we're reaching for. We know what to reach for. Like, oh, how will black women know what black men like if we don't tell them?
Okay.
Just like with Black Uber.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Erica, man. Shout out to Erica. Erica made some good points about people's, and I think what she did was more, she demonstrated people's lack of faith in black business, because a lot of black people
Yeah.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, man, you don't shop with no
Oh,
black
yeah, I
business.
get it.
Shabaka St. Corey, he said, greetings from Sin City. Please join us tomorrow night. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I had a great time the last time I was on. Here's his number if y'all ever want to tune into them on Blog Talk Radio. Shout out to Shabaka. I just like to hear black people just talk, right? Because it's just like music for me, man. Because some of our opinions are way over there, and some of them is way over there. And it's interesting to watch the dynamic. Mama Jenkins said the Browns are in the Steelers' ass in the third quarter, 22-19. I don't, you know what? And they were making fun of this joke of Colin Kaepernick reached out to the Jets, and the Jets kind of, stiff armed him. You know what, Colin? It's over. It's over. But you took money because you proved that they colluded against you. We all know it was the worst kind of shit show ever, the way they did you. But brother, if you still want to play, go to the CFL or go to one of these XFL, World League, whatever, and show them you can still do it. That's all I'm saying. I understand your desire to be in the league, and you should still be in the league if you had been able to last physically. But at this point, brother, just you know what? They shouldn't get to continuously humiliate you. And the way they did Colin Kaepernick has left me in a situation where I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I only watch the Packer game. I don't watch no other NFL games. Because of that. And people get on me about watching the Packer game, but for me, it's something different. Because like I said, it's just something that my dad and I did from the time I could remember. It's one of those most important moments that you have when you finally connect as a youngster, which is that's how me and my pops connected, because we wasn't on the same, and I didn't fix cars and have his interest in all that kind of stuff, but football, and that just kind of helped me relate to him better. So, and football saved my life. So, but I watched the Packer game. I don't watch the Badgers. I hate the Badgers because I think the University of Wisconsin is a racist power structure. And so I don't watch them. I watch the highlights though, Mama Jenkins. I'll catch it because I do like to see it, but I just can't bring myself to watch other games because of the way they've done Colin Kaepernick. And I think they've humiliated him. And silently and quietly, a lot of the Negroes who were down when he was kneeling have slowly but surely slid their ass back up under the fence. Jay-Z, who was supposed to come in and make this big difference and come in, and now we got Dr. Dre and Snoop won an Emmy for the halftime show last year. But the most important point was to be made was that there still aren't black owners and black coaches on the level that there should be. And Colin Kaepernick, one of your demands to the league for you to work with them should have been, y'all got to get his brother another chance. See, that's what I'm saying. We halfway going. Rihanna slid her ass back up under the fence and got up there and sang.
Hey, Kev, I still feel like I did back then, though, man. You know what I mean? Like, once he took that money, like, shit, all bets off.
It's over.
Okay.
It's over.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, what the fuck am I supporting now?
Okay.
You folded.
Right. That's like somebody. That's like somebody shaking somebody's hand saying, "Well, I don't want to take no food out your mouth."
Well, I ain't saying he folded because he got paid.
He folded.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is he got paid for it, and now it's like, well, shit. Why shouldn't I get this money?
Once you compromise, once you accept that payout, once you go back on your stance, any of those factors, man, I mean, yeah,
well,
it removes you out of the equation.
This wasn't under the table money. This was a legal proceeding.
It doesn't matter.
It should have went to justify his case even more, that he proved that these redneck racist owners they conspired against him simply because he made a statement that was proven to be true and factual over and over and over. And I'll tell you this, whether he got paid or not, while you see him now, they let him put logos and slogans on their shoes and on the back of their helmet talking about end racism. But you won't let a black man play because he made a point about the way black people are treated by law enforcement and other people in this country.
And they said, okay, we ain't gonna let you play, but we got some money for you. But
that wasn't the conditions of the case.
We're not gonna let you play. But he wanted to play, though, right?
That wasn't the conditions of the case.
I'm
This
just
is
saying that.
legal. This is you can't
Yeah.
put some sauce on a legal proceeding.
Okay,
You
but
can't add to it.
he want to be back in the league. Right?
Gosh,
He wants
I
to
didn't
go back into the.
I
Whoa,
didn't even
whoa,
know
whoa,
Erica was
whoa,
still
whoa,
here. I thought she
whoa,
hung up.
whoa, 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 whoa,
I could have sworn she hung up. It's a good thing we didn't say nothing bad about her.
whoa, 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 whoa. See what I mean? See what I mean? But no, listen, man. He had I more power to the brother, right? But his thing was, um, he was being oppressed and he wanted his job back, right? You didn't get your job back, you got some money. They're
But
not
hold
letting
on.
you back.
Wait a minute.
You're
That's
not
like
going back to the NFL.
no, hold on. That's like you work at a store and they do some racist to you and you sue them and you win and then they say, well, you can't work here no more.
Okay.
That's
Well,
usually how it go.
it shouldn't be allowed to happen like that.
But that's usually how it go.
Right.
Well, to black people. And we
Well, we
We
shouldn't be.
accept
Hey, again, Kev, like the beginning of the show, man, we shouldn't be surprised at that shit.
and I'm not surprised. Am I surprised that the NFL is
Now,
racist?
I know you ain't
Absolutely not.
surprised, but I'm just saying we. I'm saying we in general. You know what I mean? It's something we shouldn't be surprised at how these people act and how they treated that whole situation.
Shame on every Negro who crossed that line and backslid after because their point was proven, and some of them even said out their mouths that hey, these niggas better get in line. I wish my niggas would do that, and niggas still wouldn't make a stand. And I'll give you one even better. Jerry Jones is pictured. They canceling motherfuckers for saying something foul in 1990. He on a picture with some motherfuckers keeping him out of Little Rock High School. And the latest accusations is that him and another owner are conversing, saying if these niggas don't like it, they should go back to Africa. But we
Yeah,
still support them, still
yeah.
buying their jerseys. We're still, I'm saying, and we why don't he go somewhere? And I'm just telling him, just forget the NFL because I hate to see them humiliate him just over and over. He caught y'all up in some bullshit, and y'all had to pay him. He should be, and that should have been. I don't know who his lawyer was, but my thing would have been, and I want to play again. But he might have been like, they might have said, no, we'll give you 20 million and you can't play versus 1 million and you can. And I ain't mad at him for saying, well, fuck it. I guess I won't be playing no more. Hey, it's always the CFL though.
Yeah, so then so like shit, I still gotta feed my family. So now these motherfuckers want me to do this thing, man. I'm finna go on to get this money too. Already done, you know what I mean? Canceled a bunch of other shit that I could have got paid on the back end for.
I feel like black people, because they love the NFL, justify what was done to him. I've even heard black people say he wasn't nothing. He was a backup quarterback at best. Listen, it's bum quarterbacks who get brought back from he's bagging grocery or teaching gym, and they bring him back. And you say, how the fuck this motherfucker come back? But the brother, and they've got this how conditioned we are against our own. People say, well, shit, he got money. He shouldn't be able to play football no more. He got paid because he proved their racism. So I just feel like people, Mama Jenkins said I like college, but I've liked the old Brown since Jim Brown. My dad thought Jim Brown was the greatest football player who ever played, so I totally understand Mama Jenkins. I used to watch those films, them old NFL films with my father, and he made me watch them over and over. That Jim Brown, boy, that Jim Brown. And I'm like, Jim who? I mean, I wasn't even thought about when this dude was running. And I love Jim Brown, what he stood for black people. I just been watching. I told you I live in the Podverse. I've been watching the Fred the Hammer Williamson Vlad interview, even though I know I shouldn't be looking at Vlad. I was watching that interview all week and hearing him talk about Jim Brown. I know, man. It's you can't in America, man. You can watch your step. What's happening, man?
No, I'm just laughing because we just talk about the NFL, right? Talk about like we know we ain't supposed to be watching that. And then we be watching Vlad and shit too. God damn it.
It's the right, but it's the Hammer. It's the Hammer. I gotta watch the Hammer, man. I gotta watch Jim. I have to watch him. You don't get
what he said about Jim Brown.
He just talked about their relationship and he told a lot of stories about because what they did was so pivotal for black men to start doing these movies. And so he just talks about his whole entire from how he started up to how he learned how to make movies and sell the movies as a black man and I had to, right, like I said, I shouldn't have been watching it, but I was. Like, it's like I know I shouldn't be watching the Packers, but I'd be watching that shit.
We be
So
watching
I
that
don't buy no
shit,
jerseys
man.
or nothing. I don't subscribe to Vlad or nothing. I might on
Hey,
YouTube.
you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know I'll watch a football game and shit. So I know goddamn well I'm gonna take one of the motherfucking checks for, you know what I mean, 100 racks to go do something for these people. You know what I'm saying?
I Yeah, I hate when brothers get to doing that random shit about what would you do this for this much money and that. I'll be like, dude, stop asking me this weird shit. Cause some of that shit you might do and shit. I had my brother laughing hard as hell when he talking about would you wear a dress for $3 million. I had to think about that shit. Like $3 million. I mean, I don't fuck with y'all anyways. I might take a picture in that goddamn dress and take my $3 million and move away so y'all can't make fun of me.
Our family can do well off that motherfucker 3 million, boy. We can do a whole bunch of shit.
One thing about it though, Kamar, I'm gonna have to invest the shit out of it because God forbid I run out of money and gotta move back to the hood. God
Straight
damn.
up, you better handle it right, dog. You better handle it right because niggas ain't got nothing good to say to you.
This nigga went to Potawatomi and bought a Hellcat and was back in the hood in a year.
Right,
And
right,
now they got
broke
a picture of
again.
him in his dress.
But here
Right.
goes movie. But here goes movie.
Him in one. He said he sued him for collusion, and he said they did not approach him. I thought he tried to get with the Jets, Big Mike. I thought that was what they said. He put his name, his agent reached out. The continuous humiliation, and no black person now will stand with you. None of them. Like the celebrities, even the NFL players now don't even take the time to say, man, first of all, it's a shame what they did to Colin Kaepernick. Like, it's like, this is that self-hating shit. This is that shit where we just don't support each other enough, man. That kind of pisses me off. That's my other problem with the NFL. I was talking about the VMAs and something there was a story that I looked at and I said, this is kind of sad because it involves a sister. And over the years, I've seen this sister do some very step and fetch it type things. And she's known Tiffany Haddish. But she's, I don't know. And she's like losing the Latino singer and chasing her around and, just photo bombing her. And it's like when she had the fried chicken on the red carpet and stuff. I'm like, I try to support, like, okay, sister, we're going to be all right. And she always jump out the box and do some coon type shit. I just, I don't know if y'all even seen this. I live in the Podverse.
Well, her and Eric Spears made that bad joke, dog. I was done with her then.
Even though they made that a long time ago.
Yep.
And it wasn't intended to be, a lot of us done been in compromising positions. It just ain't always on tape. And so you're right, Kamar, was a bad look. Anything harming children for me is a problem. But it's more of her, like, I remember she used to do, at first her thing was she's always, every time she was around a white man in a commercial or something, in a movie, she's just like slobbing at the mouth for him. Just like, oh, what's your name? What's your name? And it's like, dude, it's that continuous humiliation piece that I say, well, that's not something that we do. Let me see. Big Mike said, I was saying that they did not approach him to pay him off. He and Eric Reed sued them and settled. Right. Well, right. And he deserved it. Right, Mike? I just think that shouldn't have been something
he definitely deserved it.
There was no way that this brother shouldn't have been allowed to continue his career. And he took him to the Super Bowl. So you can't say he was good.
I just think he understood. He understood
that.
I think he understood the racist.
You said he understood
nature.
what?
I said I think he understood the racist nature of the league too. So it's like, you know what? I know they ain't finna hire me back. I know I ain't finna get another job. You know what I mean? Let me get what I can get up out these motherfuckers and get up out of here.
Just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. I can still throw, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Then you get that, then that. You know what I mean? Hey, if anybody needs,
I know y'all ain't gonna let me back. Fuck y'all, right? Right. Mama Jenkins said Tiffany Haddish is a goofball and disrespectful to others. Is this liquor or is this? And then I seen where Cardi B's husband and Nicki Minaj's husband have some sort of beef, and so they're saying like one went to the hotel and was like looking for. I'm like, wait, what? I have to remind myself they're not as old as us. I was gonna say y'all too old for this shit, but I guess they got one more wrestling match in them. But it's just stupid shit, right? It's drama. And oh, one of the more controversial things that as well this week was Tyler Perry. Sisters, if you just because you got a little bit more money and you having money, it ain't nothing wrong with you going back dating who don't got no money. You know, getting with a brother who don't got as much money as you do. And sisters on
You
X,
better
you
find
say
somebody
Twitter,
that love
X,
you.
they went crazy on him like there's no way. And I was like, well, this is what men do all the time, though. You girl, you
Right,
fall in love with her, you might be having your money, she ain't got shit. You don't
right.
trip on that. When she leaves you, she got way more than she had when she met you. So what is the difference if a sister's out there getting money and she say, oh, I'm so lonely? You know, if it's immediate disqualification if this man don't make as much money as you, especially with the way the game is rigged now, because and Tyler Perry's point was statistically sisters are making way more money than brothers on average. And so like he was saying, like, why is it a big deal? Like why we can't I guess, and sisters was like, hell no, fuck that. With your broke ass. I said, that's a problem. To me, that's a problem. That a sister wouldn't say, as long as I love him, it don't matter because they do have prenups and all kinds of shit. So I don't, I know like Wisconsin is a marital property state, so it don't matter. Um,
And
um,
not only that, man, you know
Mariah
what I mean?
Johnson.
Not only that, you hear them same women talking about I just want a man that's gonna love me, be real to me, be like this and that, you know what I mean? But then that nigga that ain't got that good job might be that for you. You know what I'm saying? And then you go get the one that
Yeah,
do got the good job and all this shit, but all the other women love him. They been on him, and now you got problems again. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I
That's the
get what
Serena
Tyler Perry's
Williams.
saying. Sometimes it's like, let's and then what's the name used to say this? Kevin Samuels used to talk like that. Like, you know what I mean? Just let's think with some sense now. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sense of this shit here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is what you want, you know what I mean? This is what you got here, but you don't want this brother. You got the
This is
problem.
Serena Williams syndrome, man. I call it the Serena Williams syndrome, where you just end up marrying a white dude, right? Take it like you take it. Um, Mariah Johnson said those are women that haven't been humbled financially yet. Um, yeah, but I haven't been humbled, period. Not just financially, but period. And sometimes a little humility goes a long way. You make decisions, but you make a whole lot more decisions when you done been humble. Make a whole lot better decisions most of the time. Unless you're the type of person that turns it into just anger and resentment towards everybody. Big Mike said, no, sir. Black men actually out earn black women on average. Okay. I thought it was Mike. I thought that the sisters had a higher income threshold than we did as well. I know that they were saying that they had more credit and they were educated at a higher clip, but I'm gonna have to rock with Mike because I know Mike probably done looked into this thoroughly. Like, nah. Because the other statistic that came out, and this is in the People's News Network too, is not necessarily a statistic, but black men technically are more involved in their children's lives than any other group culturally. And so we get this knock for not being fathers to our children. And that's another thing that you have to love about Dion is that
75% of us.
it's a lot of right. It's a lot of daddying going on with Dion. And you can tell he has a strong because he's able to. I think that's something else he's making it's a great look for us.
Mhm.
Mike said, absolutely not. They do not earn more than us.
Mhm.
I hear you, Mike. And I don't think it matters because, like I said, most men who have money, what they're going to do is, and I think that a lot of times is the difference. Most of the time, men who have money go and get a woman who is, because he changes her life. Like, baby, you ain't got to deal with that. You come on with me. That's that TI. You can have whatever you like. Women more often than not say, nah, you don't have enough money to deal with me. So it's usually men who that's what we do. We say, baby, I ain't tripping on how much money you got. I don't need nothing from you. I just need you. Right. And so give her a couple kids,
You
and
can't
she ain't never
handle
played
me.
in the NFL, but she get a divorce and end up with NFL money. That's just how the game goes.
You can't
Um
handle me.
I got that slick 44.
that's how much you got. You got 44.
That's about it. Better get these couple blunts and be gone.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. So much for
Don't tell
real
my wife
love,
I said
right?
that.
Black
My
love.
wife said that. Don't tell my wife I said that.
Yeah, I won't tell her. So I'm sure somebody else who listening to the show will. Girl, you
Air
hear what Sean
ass.
said? He got $40, girl. Kamar, what you got coming up this week, man? I know you forever busy, and I meant to come and get the watermelon juice from you, but I ran out of time, and my son, because he had to go, we had to go to Pewaukee, so I ran out of time. So what you got going this week?
Hey, the House of Vitality every day. Well, actually, Thursday I'll be at Allure. We got us a pitch contest, second to the last pitch contest before the money round in December. So if y'all want to get into that pitch contest, you come on down to Allure. You're gonna have to Google the address because I don't know it off top, but just Google Allure. Thursday evening from 5 to 9.
Okay.
Then Saturday, I'll be at the Friday market early in the morning. And then Sunday, I have to tell you the address on that one too. I got somewhere I'm gonna be Sunday too. But I'll tell you that Wednesday, I know it then.
Yeah, and we'll be back Wednesday, right? I was just finna say that. Rail, you shook whatever was bothering you last week. You said your circadian rhythm was off. So what you got popping? Is it just you just like me on the plantation all week and ain't nothing else? Just picking cotton and singing
Yeah,
Negro
man.
spirituals.
They got me going into the office all this week, man. So this weekend I'll probably just be decompressing and
Okay. Okay. We got slow down. I don't know. They're trying to fuck with our
people, man.
signal,
Like
y'all.
I love everybody, but I just really don't like dealing with people. But since did it free? I was just saying I love people, but I don't like dealing with people, man. So I by this weekend I'm probably gonna be all peopled out and be just locked away in my room, even away from my kids and shit.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, man. When I'm forced to people, man, I really need some alone time just to get my shit together. I gotta purge all them different energies I had to deal with.
Man, the older my kids get and the quieter it is around here, the more I miss them being little, running around making noise. If you still got little shorties in your house, man, I'm a little envious of you. I wish mine was still young, running, jumping. And my wife said, but you ain't 26 no more. You old now. You can't deal. I'm like, I'd be doing the same thing I used to do with them. I'd be down in the floor playing with them. They'd be hanging all over my neck. That was the fun part of being a father, man. That's what I did. I missed that. Sean, I see you still on location. So what you got popping? Because I see you outside. So what's popping?
Yeah, man. Thursday is the license hearing. That's at 11. We're gonna meet at Red Arrow Park about 10:30. Walk over there. We plan on getting the occupancy license pulled. And from there, it's on to the next one. We're anticipating the license being pulled, but we know that might not be a reality. So we need as many people down there as possible, man, just to see how these people act. You know what I mean? Their jobs are up this coming year. So, if we don't get that license pulled, man, somebody gonna lose their job. If not a few of them. That's what we own.
Okay. Okay. Accountability is the word. Cuzzo said, come get these damn kids I got.
Nope.
Hey, those is my little cousins though, yo. I'm telling you, man.
I know your big cousins. Nope.
I gotta give me a dog. I gotta give me a dog because like I said, man,
Now, hold on. That's some white shit there, KB.
it might
That's not the
be.
white. You racist, bro. You're being really racist right now.
I said I believe that black people can be racist because I'm Black Archie Bunker all day. I've always claimed that. There's no shame in my game. I'm not the person. I could never. I'm not an enlightened beam of energy like some dudes are. I don't float in the dark when the lights, unless I'm dependent on what I
Well,
done
you
achieved.
need to stop that, bro.
But you know, I'm just a regular dude, right? Say I'm just an average guy living an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price. I don't know nothing about no Rockwell. Everybody's always watching me, right? Um,
You got
Mama
a
Jiggy said
podcast,
Wednesday
bro.
I will have the number to zoom in, Sean. She said she's getting it for the show to post.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, listen, once again, you hear the conversations on the show. I hope that you understand that it's all very objective, very
Seems
subjective
like it's a
and
debate.
objective at the same time, like, because a lot of it's opinion and a lot of our opinion is based on what we understand as facts. And I hope that the one thing we can do is help other people start to gather their own facts. That way the conversation will be complete. When we say, hey, everybody's welcome to come in, and we really meant it when we said, if you can say, you know, somebody fucked me over, this is where you can call in and put their ass on blast. It is the realest shit ever spoke, right? And so we got to get some sort of, I'm gonna talk to Eagle Eye Security, and we got to get that, right? We got to get that as a soundbite. Like, have you been fucked over? Me and Kamar might have to hit the studio and make a commercial with that shit. But I think it's a very important thing for black people to have somewhere and say, hey man, I just got fucked over. It's all about having platforms and having variety. That's why I don't hate on anybody who has a platform. I think everybody got a little something to say, but I think you need variety to make sense of it all. It can't just be all one-sided, right? Paris says we can be prejudiced, not racist. Racism is prejudice, plus institutionalized power to enforce prejudice. I know, I understand all that, but sometimes if I want to say something racist in my own house, I say it. If I want to hold on to some feeling that I feel about another different culture or something, I'm not saying I need to let that go. I don't necessarily go out in public waving the flag, but I still feel that way. And if you don't say it out loud, but you still feel that way, you're still racist, right? So it doesn't matter. So I want everybody to tune in Wednesday, man. Shout out to Eagle Eye Security LLC for the video work he's doing to help us out, man. Check out the ads that are running. Subscribe to the YouTube page, man. This thing will get greater later. And it's all about accountability. When we come back together Wednesday, our mayor, our first elected black mayor, will be launching his campaign from the Annox Cafe with our Hmong brothers up here
I'm
in
launching mine too.
right? So think about that. That the people that you want to vote for you that got you in place, you don't go to them first. That tells me about your interest. I'm just saying, people say it's a campaign strategy. Well, it's a bad one. Because at the end of the day, what you really need to get elected is us. We make up 40% of this city. Better do your math, boss. But we don't vote, so we can't even exact that power. It's time to get out of here, man. I hope everybody got something productive to do. Keep your head on the swivel. And if you're the type of person who don't believe that black people should be doing anything except for taking and accepting the status quo, your mama should be ashamed and your daddy should have pulled out. I'll see y'all Wednesday. Listen, the only way this thing will be official is if the people choose it. So that means share the show.